What up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
Coach,
yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. You's not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's time.
You gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap. Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
What up? We are in the building. Tap in, chime in, talk that talk. We walk that walk. It is Work Boot Wednesday. We got our hard hats on, Slap Dick Nation, and our work boots on. So tap in with us. Appreciate everybody joining us in on X and YouTube. We are here for the real talk banter that y'all need. That barbershop banter that you just don't get anywhere else. That's why this is the realest show on planet Earth. Appreciate everybody tapping in. It is Wednesday. We got a loaded lineup. Michelle Kirkpatrick joins us, lawyer extraordinaire, to break down all things Michigan and the law, legality-wise. We're going to dive into a few different topics with her. And then it is Work Boot Wednesday. It is Eye in the Sky, Don't Lie Wednesday. We got Noel Mazzoni, former NFL offensive coordinator, college football extraordinaire, and Josh Booty, two-sport professional athlete, LSU's finest, quarterback extraordinaire, Tampa Bay Ray baseball player, the uncle of General Booty, who's playing right now in college football, and the owner of Tequila Line with Urban Meyer that it will be sponsoring this show. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We're going to dive into all things real. But let's dive into it, Smitty. Since we got Michelle on our show today, we're going to dive into this topic right when she calls in about an hour. 4 ex-Michigan players, including former quarterback Denard Robinson and wide receiver Braylon Edwards, 2 of my favorite Michigan players, have filed a class action lawsuit against the NCAA and the Big Ten Network, seeking more than $50 million for being wrongfully and unlawfully denied the opportunity to earn money off their name, image, and likeness. The lawsuit says the NCAA and the Big Ten Network have systematically exploited these iconic moments that the players created during their careers at Michigan. The lawsuit is on behalf of those who played for Michigan before, just listen, 2016. So I'm going to give you some context in this thing. Any Division I athlete who played a sport from 2016 to present day is eligible for past damages. The problem is the 2016 cutoff was already a statute of limitations in court and was denied. The file was denied. The NCAA knew for decades that preventing players from monetizing their name, image, and likeness, one thing of value they have is their name, was wrong and unlawful, said Jim Acho, the plaintiff's attorney. Today, they recognize that players should have that right. Listen. But what about all the past players who were unlawfully denied that right? Is their excuse or their fight or their question? The money made off those players' backs was in hundreds of millions of dollars range. The players never saw a dime. We are here to right that wrong, says their attorney, quote, end quote. Now, here's JB's take. Shit, Smitty, I want in. When will people realize, though, that it's over, dog? It's over. Smitty and I want some. Weddle and Tank Johnson want some. Shaun King would love some. It's too late. Y'all played in 2016, dog. And all we can do is watch these youngsters get these checks now. Stop filing these lawsuits that go nowhere. It makes us look thirsty and jealous at the end of the day. Can't wait to talk to Michelle, our lawyer extraordinaire, about this one. Smitty, here's the take I got on this one right at the gate. Like, I got more of a beef than a lot of these motherfuckers talking. Because last time I checked, Netflix had 450 million views. I didn't see a dime of it. Is that not name, image, and likeness?
Sound like it to me.
I think name, image, and likeness is coming from Netflix as well. I want a piece in that dog, but guess what? I can't cry over spilled milk. I can't, and I'm tired of seeing these lawsuits come out because now we see these lawsuits come out at an all-time high once they start to see that these NIL bags they're getting now is at an all-time high. So these cats are like, oh, let's get in on this. And then they still got names, they got images, and they got likenesses. So they got lawyers. And in that case, their lawyers will say, you know what? Let's go file a lawsuit and see what happens. See if we'll settle. That's all they're looking for. They're looking for a settlement because they know this ain't going to win in the long run. And they know the NCAA may just say, since we're paying $2 billion in this whole, unionization piece that's just cracked off the last few months, we might as well just throw some extra in here for these other guys. Problem is, we saw a basketball team last year, Smitty, during the show, file a suit. I think it was the old Georgia Tech squad. And now we're seeing this Michigan piece. There's also about 5 other guys involved in this with Michigan. But Michelle will be on to talk about it, and we'll break that down. But let's get into the show. Peyton Manning goes off on Brandon Aiyuk for missing the preseason and training camp after dropping a touchdown pass. I missed my dive in on Brandon Aiyuk yesterday because I didn't get to it. We had a hell of a day yesterday here, but I'll get to that today. Ryan Day compliments Kyle McCord's early success at Syracuse after McCord and Syracuse dominate Georgia Tech. We will break that down with Noel Mazzoni and Josh Booty. And which NFL rookie quarterback impressed us the most from week 1? We're going to dive into that. Plus, Charles Barkley goes in about Tyreek Hill situation, saying how we got so many fools in the media who love to play the race card. Interesting to hear that. Stephen A. Smith also jumped in on that bandwagon. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to shout out myself, the real ones out there like Marcellus Wiley and Jason Whitlock and everybody that's speaking the truth, because someone may be hearing. Someone may be listening. So shout out to all of us.
Hold on real quick.
And Smitty.
You said, thank you. No, thank you. I was waiting for that. You said Marcellus Wiley. You said Jason Whitlock. You named all these people who not your co-hosts who don't do this with you daily, and you ain't throw me.
But before we begin, I don't need to do the intro no more.
You don't need to do it no more. We here. We live.
We here.
Mondays and Fridays you can do it though.
We here. But you know what, Smitty? Bailey, I don't know if you could throw me on the ISO real quick. This is off the script, but I know we don't talk politics. We're not going to talk politics on this show. And I don't want Smitty to even be involved. This is not even a question or a debate. This is just something that I feel in my soul that I had to say to all my real ones out here and all the fans that are on here supporting us on a daily and seeing this show grow expeditiously, tremendously. Shout out to all you. I went to bed last night sick to my stomach, and I woke up sick to my stomach. And I'm a realist, dog. I'm going to be real 1,000% with you guys. Donald Trump lost the debate last night, got absolutely dominated. And there's a reason why. And there's no excuses in this thing, because I also just remember, don't call me a hypocrite, because I'm on here on record saying that Joe Biden was done wrong on the way that they pushed him out after the last debate where Donald Trump dominated him. So this is a coup. It's killing my soul. I've never seen a more demonic, crooked government in the history of my 48 years. And after watching that last night, I am sick to my stomach. Not that Donald Trump got dominated in the thing. It was that we fact-checked only one person on the panel, and we didn't fact-check the other person. And I got eyes and ears, dog. Kamala didn't agree to one thing. She didn't answer one question. Everything she answered was already memorized. It was memorized by her. That's why you haven't seen her in the last 3 weeks. She memorized her own takes. If you look at Donald Trump, though, remember, take it from me, dog. This is a person who does public speaking for a living. Public speaking is at an all-time high when you understand the questions being asked to you and having to defend your name and image and likeness. That's all Donald Trump has to do. Donald Trump had to defend himself yesterday and not been able to answer one question. I feel that they set him up for failure, and Kamala Harris will be the president of the United States. I'm just telling you right now. And it's not the fact that she's going to be the president of the United States that's sickening to me. It's the fact of how we go about it and how our country has created a voting system that is just not legitimate. And it's a sad, sad day in American history. That's all I got to say. I feel that it's a coup, and I feel that the New World Order needs to have a woman in charge. They need to have made-up humans. They need to have girls and boys playing sports together. And listen, I'll never vote for any of these people. You know my stance. I'm independent as I'll ever be. But listen, man, I know the price of eggs. I know the price of gas. And I know that one person, the orange man that you call him, was in office for 4 years. And these people have occupied the office for 16 of the last 20 years and sit here and still blame the orange man. Make it make sense. It just is sickening, dog. It's sickening to my stomach that we watched that last night where it was a 3-on-1 tag team. And if you don't see that or think that, you are very, very foolish, blind, or deaf, and just so sold on false propaganda that you absolutely think that Kamala Harris won. And the problem is she won because of what it was, how it was set up, and what you saw. This was an absolute mockery of our system on what we're supposed to be doing as voters. And this is how and why we shouldn't pay taxes to a crooked-ass government. And this is why your streets and our roads are fucked up. But yet we continue to have to pay taxes to pay fucking Ukraine, Israel, and all these foreign nations. It's absolutely sickening to my stomach that our American people and our veterans are sitting here homeless in these streets. And yet we still sit here and think that one of these people are going to save us. It's an absolute fucking joke and a mockery. And I'm ashamed to be an American today. I'm just keeping it real. I'm a proud American, but I'm ashamed to be in this country today. After last night, I'm telling you, I ain't been that sick to my stomach forever. I could give a fuck less who wins the debate. Debates mean nothing. That debate is not going to decide this election. The bottom line is, though, that was sickening to watch. An absolute coup. And they've already decided when they got Biden out of there and replaced him with her, they already knew that the New World Order was in place. And this is the attack that they had to do. They had to silence the orange man that y'all call him. And I'm just telling you, you guys are going to wake up one day and say, damn, we fucked up. We fucked up. And it might be in 10 years from now, but I'm just telling you right now, if this woman gets the job, just telling you, dog, this country's in for a big, big rude awakening. Let's dive into it, man. We got a hell of a show today, and we're going to start with the quote of the day brought to you by betonline.ag. Use the promo code CoachJB and believe, BLEAV, and get you 50% off plus welcome bonus. Let's see where these rank with Smitty in my top 9, 7, and 12. Quote of the day. Stop asking for forgiveness for your mistakes. When you give nothing and only forgive those who give you something. I don't think you understand what I said.
Say one more time then.
Stop asking for forgiveness for your mistakes. Smitty, we always ask for forgiveness when we fuck up. You always see it. Somebody says something and then you want to apologize and ask for forgiveness, but you give nothing. You still gave nothing. To me, Tyreek Hill last night, he's given nothing, but he wants forgiveness today. And only forgive those people when you ask for forgiveness. You only forgive the people who actually give you something. That's the problem I have with America and our society and our generation. We always want forgiveness, but we never, ever, ever forgive anyone else other than the people that give you something. Somebody's paying you. You know what I equate this to?
What?
The homies that don't buy your whiskey, your cigars, your
subscribe to your show.
Subscribe to my show. Become a member. All the homies that aren't that, but they'll go buy Jordans, Sincoros, all this. See, I don't have to pay for Cincoro, so I go buy Ciroc. But wait, the homie got a vodka line. The homie got a cigar line. Why you don't buy my shit? You'll support billionaires or millionaires, but you won't support your own homie is what the craziest thing I've ever
Clothing
seen.
brand, LFTclothingbrand.com, but you're wearing Nike and Adidas.
I mean, I'm just being honest. but we'll ask for forgiveness though, or they'll ask me though for help.
Right.
And when they need it.
When they need it.
Why you don't ask Jordan, homie? Why you don't ask Diddy? So you drink your shit? That's just how I look at it, man. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over to Prize Picks. Use the promo code Coach JB. Relying on others at critical moments only sets you up for critical disappointment.
No, that's what I'm okay.
Relying on others at critical moments only sets you up for critical disappointment. I should be
breaking news. We have a new top 3. We have a new top 3 contrary to belief of all time. There it is. That's fire. That's fire. Can't depend on somebody else at critical moments, JB. Critical moments? Only person you can depend on is yourself, JB. You preach it, homie. You preach it. If you was a God-fearing man, you'd be a pastor right now.
I'm God-fearing.
That's top 3 right there all time.
Poll question. All you guys chime in. Well, guess what? We will be taking calls soon as we got
win, homie. Been saying win.
We can take FaceTime calls. I'm down to do that, but I'm saying actual phone call. We got a phone that's going to be bling.
You've been saying for a year.
No, it's not a year. It's been 3 months, and I've been all over the place. By the way, we got to pay rent.
What's the noise you made with the phone run?
So listen, poll question: should anyone prior to the NIL era receive money, even if they didn't play during that era?
Yeah.
So poll question. Let's dive into it, Smitty. I just broke down in my eloquent lead-in.
It was great.
And we'll have Michelle on. If Braylon Edwards and these guys can sue,
right,
and think they deserve it, then I should sue, you should sue, and everybody. Now we should have a class action suit with millions of former athletes involved.
Yeah,
I just don't see how people really live that way. That's like us asking the government again, who's lied, because I ain't got no help.
I did
about paying off student loans. I never got no fucking COVID check. I never got it.
I did.
I know. And that's what I'm saying. Because you BPS, I'm white people shit. And I didn't get nothing. And guess what?
That's life.
It's crazy.
That's life.
Reverse racism.
But no, my real answer, though, is deserve, sure. Should we actually get it? No. Because your point, I agree with you 100%. At what point do you draw the line? You got to go back to Magic Johnson in Michigan State, and what he did for that school. Where Larry Bird for Indiana State.
Look at what Charles Woodson did in Michigan.
Charles Woodson.
Why ain't he in on it? Why ain't he in on it?
Reggie Bush, obviously, that seat. Like it just the list goes on and on and on. And there's no line. There's no, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's almost your take to the college football playoff. It's like, all right, right now it's 12 team. Now it's gonna be 16. Now it's gonna be like, what's the line? What's the cutoff? It'll never stop. So. As much as I feel what Denard and Braylon Edwards are saying, and they did have a huge impact during their era at Michigan.
Even before you, though.
Yeah, exactly. So many people before you who did it as well. So it's like, I get it, but nah, at some point you just got to be thankful and happy that you played a role in where it's at today. You're any college football player or college athlete who played a small part in what the era is today and why kids are getting paid today. We had to be the sacrificial lamb, so to speak, to ensure that there will be some change. And now there's change. Now you should sit back and be happy. Don't hate. It's almost like we talk about the professional players, the NBA players, NFL players. You know, JB always says they need to pay homage to the OGs because the OGs didn't get paid like that. The OGs sometimes have to have another job on the side, you know what I'm saying? Early, like way back in the day, because the NBA or the NFL wasn't paying enough money. But again, somebody had to be the sacrificial lamb in order for it to get to where it's at today. So don't hate, appreciate, and move forward and find your money some other way, because we all got to do it.
And I think people forget, and I'm not that guy on the lawn for this one. Y'all could call me a lot of shit, but I'm not the one that people, cry over spilled milk. Y'all got a free education. We don't talk about it, though, because we did, to be real. We actually did, and we still paid out our own pocket. We got a free education, but don't get it twisted. Some of us had to work. Some of us had to go work Taco Bell, McDonald's, whatever. And then some of us still had to take out loans to survive or take a girl out to eat or do whatever you want to do as a young
your body
kid.
Changes, toothpaste, deodorant.
Yeah, larger condoms. Like whatever you had to do.
Yeah, the small ones, but
shit changes. Like I always had XL Magnums, but I'm just saying it changes.
White boy, he had the small little.
Yeah,
but
all the sisters were like, So like it's crazy, you know how that shit works out.
Ain't no licenses no more. So it's just crazy, yeah, how things work out. But nah, listen, I hear what they're saying, but at what point are we gonna draw the line? Because like you said in your opening soliloquy, I want the bag too. Then I paid my role at Ball State. I was on a few of those tickets. I was on a few of those posters that you was giving out to fans preseason, and we had sold out crowds. I was a part of that too. So if that's good, let me get paid. JB was on the JUCO calendars and the JUCO tickets. He wanted to get paid a little check. Like, we all want to get paid if that's the case. So it's like, at what point are we going to, like, you know what I mean, cut it off? That's my thing.
And also, man, like, at the time, if we want to go back and deep dive this, at the time, we needed Michigan more than Michigan needed us. Coming out of high school, we chose to play football last time I checked. I didn't see Michigan putting a gun to their head and say, come here. We wanted football at that time. We wanted to play. We needed it. We needed it to get out the hood. We needed it to get out of this. Whatever you wanted to say, whatever way you came from or where you came from, or we wanted NFL. We had NFL aspirations. All of a sudden now, though, we want reparations. And I just don't get it. I don't agree with it. It is what it is, dog. Roll up your big boy pants and turn into a hustler. I got fucked by Netflix. It is what it is. It's well documented by now. I'm blackballed. It is what it is. I have no issue saying it, and I think everyone that does a deep dive can see it and see why. The problem is I'm not crying over spilled milk. Dog, I should be broke or dead or buried or in jail by now in my life at 48. I went and said, you know what? Let me do other shit. And guess what? I took that name, image, and likeness that they allowed me to have on Netflix, even though they didn't pay me. And I went and started a whiskey line, a cigar line, and a vodka line, and a book. I wrote a best-selling book. I did all the shit I had to do to make ends meet. Because if I just cry, blame, play victim, I ain't going to get nowhere. My daughter ain't going to see that, and nobody else is either. And hopefully I can be an inspiration to somebody else and say, all right, you know what? Maybe I don't play victim. Maybe I don't cry over spilled milk, and maybe I go get my fucking hands dirty and go do some shit the real way. So that's all I'm saying, but it is what it is.
That's real rap.
Real rap, real talk, real stop, real talk, real up. What NFL rookie quarterback impressed you the most from week one, Smitty? Let's dive right into it.
Ooh, man, it wasn't Caleb Williams, I tell you that much. It wasn't Bo Nix, I tell you that much.
Maybe he shouldn't paint his nails. I'm just saying.
I feel like it has to be Jaden Daniels.
Maybe that's more focus. Let me ask you a real talk.
It has to be Jaden Daniels.
Let me ask you a real question.
I got a feeling it's about to be some BS.
Nah, it's not BS, but it's all the outside noise, regardless of what you do in life. The outside noise, you don't think it really is a subconscious distraction, even though you don't think it is and you say it's not. You don't think all this extra shit that because dog, be honest, the time it takes him or get his nails painted or do it himself or whatever, you don't think that's like, I don't got time for that, Smitty. No, I'd rather be watching film, homie. I'd rather be watching.
But JB, listen,
I'm just saying, dog.
That's
extra
like,
shit.
That's like saying.
Remember, you're a quarterback, though.
That's
like a mental issue.
That's like saying getting a lineup is gonna fuck you up for the game.
Not really.
That's like saying getting your haircut.
Really. Not really.
Getting a twist in your hair braid is gonna mess you up for the game.
I'm not gonna harp on the nail painting thing, but it's not the same because that's a necessity that we all grew up to do. I'm gonna groom myself. I'm gonna do my thing as a man. This is an extracurricular. Go out of my way.
For him, it's not
to
though.
do.
He's been getting his nails painted from the
but
get-go.
It's not a haircut, homie. It's not
for him. It is.
It's not something you need. Like
no, but for him, it is.
No,
I'm trying to explain.
He still gets his haircut. He still gets.
I'm saying
this is extra still.
But he gets his nails done.
What do you do extra? You get your haircut. What do you do extracurricular?
Get a massage every now and then. I don't know.
You can't. I'm saying he paints his nails. He gets his haircut.
So but no, but he gets his nails painted while he getting his lineup. Like that's a part of the barber. Like his barber, he has one guy cutting his hair.
Who he got?
Another person. Forgot dude name. One guy cutting his hair. Other dude painting his nails. So it happens at the same time. So he's not really killing time like that. Toes done, fingers done. It's all at the same time.
You know how fucking crazy that shit sounds. Like I said, a dude getting toes done, nails done. Smitty he almost want to laugh hard because he know how crazy it sounds, but he's gonna keep that face.
JB, on this show,
he gotta go work later.
On this show months ago, you put a video up on here of you at the nail salon. I'm gonna leave it at that.
I know.
I continue.
I did it for myself, and I'll never go back. But look, let's dive into it. You said Jaden Daniels.
It has to be Jaden. Like, I don't think there's even any other option.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd
Bo
say the
Nix
best.
played trash. Caleb played trasher.
They all did.
And then Jaden Daniels actually was cool. Jaden Daniels looked like a quarterback.
See,
He looked like.
I actually look at Will Levis as a rookie still.
Oh, that's the
I
case.
still look
Then
at
AR5.
I'm
Then
just
that's
saying,
the case.
I'm just saying, like, subconsciously, I'm saying, like, I'm looking at it like, man, these guys still shouldn't be playing. Like, I'm just looking at it like it's so bad that they're playing, and you see it. Like, I don't know, you roll your eyes, but look,
Anthony Richardson.
but look at
Account
the
for
stats,
three touchdowns, 280 yards. So
combined right there is barely 300 yards.
Combined is what AR5 did in one game.
300 yards combined. No, AR threw for 200 yards. He was 9 of 19.
He ran for 7. He's at about 270 yards total, 3
was 9 of
touchdowns,
19.
1 pick that wasn't his fault. So
9 of 19.
plays.
Of course, Jaden's an easy pick here. I just think.
Why'd you ask this question, homie, as the opening question if you knew it was going to be an easy answer?
Because
I'm calling you out on the show live.
Because that's Bailey's question.
Also, it's on Bailey.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault.
I'm just following the script. I'm doing what a good subordinate does.
All right.
Huh. What, you want to switch the script and just shit on Bailey?
I'll never shit on Bailey. I defend Bailey on this show. More than anybody on this show. Huh?
I don't know. I got private texts. Peyton Manning goes off on Brandon Aiyuk. Smitty, I'm glad this is our segue because I got something to say too. I don't know if we got a video or what we got for that, Bailey, but take a listen with Bill.
Man to man, Jennings. Oh, I want to throw.
Aiyuk, he's a little rusty, Pate. You know, he's missed all training camp.
Hey, get signed, get in training camp. There's a reason for training camp when you need it. We need the reps.
Oh.
Get those contracts done earlier so we can get in training camp. We don't drop balls on opening night.
Right, it's probably one thing catching passes, running routes. All of a sudden you're laying out for a pass, full speed, diving. That's why, yeah, those happen in camp. You make those, you practice those.
I love Peyton Manning. That's my GOAT.
Oh, here we go.
I had a chance to meet him at Super Bowl in Miami.
Defend Aiyuk.
He was feeling good. I was feeling better. I'm smiling ear to ear. I was so happy to meet one of my sports idols. One of my sports idols. I'm like, it's him.
Go to my solo, baby. If you defend Aiyuk.
It was Bean. You know what I'm saying? It was just certain people who I wanted to meet, and that was a big check box that I had to check off. So excited to meet my GOAT. Eli, 2 of the greatest Super Bowl games and memories of my childhood and my lifetime. He's a Manning as well. I support all Mannings. Archie, all of them. But when you're a quarterback and you've always gotten paid the big bag, you've never had to fight for your contract, Peyton or Eli. You've always got your just due. I don't think you should be speaking on a wide receiver who had to scratch and claw to get his bag after proving year to year that he's wide receiver 1 in San Fran and he's needed and he's a huge part of the success that they have had in the last 3 or so years. Big time numbers in the same range as all the other big time wide receivers who's gotten paid. But no. When it came to Brandon Aiyuk, they wanted to lowball him. They want to offer him 27, 26 when the market says something different. So shame on Aiyuk for going out there and getting what he's worth. Shame on Aiyuk for thinking about his family, thinking about his future post-football. Shame on Aiyuk for putting himself first in the league that's been putting themselves first from the beginning of time. That catch, he should have made it. But let's not act like that if he would have went to camp, he automatically makes that catch. He had the full-out dive for that. That ain't no just gimme easy catch right there. I know a lot of great receivers that would have dropped that. But it's convenient to say, oh, he didn't show up during camp. That's why he dropped it. That's a convenient response. That's a convenient answer. It's easy to say that. So, hell yeah, I'm going to defend Brandon Aiyuk. Peyton, I love you, though. I don't want no beef. You're my guy. You're my GOAT. Indianapolis legend. But you're wrong right here. JB, take it away. about this cut? You always feel good when you know you could. Cut that. Cut that, Bailey. Cut that. Get a time code. Send it to Shorty. Send it to Paris. Vertical. Y'all ain't got to do no edit. Just cut it and boom. Put it out. It was perfect.
Bailey, if you cut that, I'll fire you. Number one. Number two, Paris, if you cut that, I'll fire you. Paris, by the way, if you don't know, you keep hearing that name. It's a girl that does our vertical shorts.
It's a woman.
Woman, yeah, that does our vertical shorts. By the way.
And her man watches the show. Shout out to you.
Yeah, you just compared Aiyuk to Peyton fucking Manning.
No.
I don't have the energy today for this. After the whole Kamala debate last night, I don't have the energy for this.
Great debate.
It's unbelievable that you really comparing these two right now together. This show is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. So make sure you head on over to 5hourenergy.com. Use the promo code. Holla at us. And listen.
You all right?
So you don't want to listen to a legend like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady when he says the game's softened, quarterback plays worse, but what does JB know? You never listen to us. We don't know anything. There's a trip that you're going to defend the player. Oh, shocker. But you want to defend Peyton Manning over Brandon Aiyuk. Aiyuk missed camp, and his quarterback reaped the repercussion. He was the one that felt it. How about Jamar Chase with Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow reaped that repercussion. They didn't get no benefit. You have to have reps, Smitty. 10,000 hours is the rule to perfect something. Fact. Go check it out by definition. 10,000 hours to perfect something. These dudes miss an entire summer together. And by the way, Aiyuk got absolutely fucking locked down that night. He was locked the fuck down, by the way. Just throwing that out there. So this guy gets locked down, doesn't show up. He drops 2 balls. He drops a touchdown. Sauce Gardner, with no weight room, locked his ass down. And y'all cried, begged, and fucking bitched about him getting his bag all summer long on this show. It is fucking unbelievable. Shout out to Aaron Torres for making us his favorite show on Planet Earth, because this is a real show.
He heard my take, I think. He's like, I got to subscribe to this shit.
No, he saw it and was like, fuck, let me know. I know what not to be like. So listen, Brandon Aiyuk's an absolute fucking epitome of what the generation has become. That's what it is. He's the epitome of what the new generation football player is. And he misses camp and expects to still get the same amount of money that everyone that was at camp should get and gets. So it's epitome again. He expects to get, but never wants to give. And that's what these guys are nowadays. It is what it is. That's what it is. And that's the truth. I'm sticking to it. But what do I know?
All right, fans, tell us right down in the chat who won that last debate. Don't put who's your favorite person. Don't put who you like more.
I didn't even debate it.
Just be open and honest.
I mean, I didn't even
when
debate it.
When you look at both sides.
I didn't even debate it.
Who won that? Just be honest.
I didn't even debate it.
Whether you like, I know y'all don't like me. That's cool. That's cool. I appreciate that. But just be honest. Who won that? If you think it's JB, say JB.
Hey, shout out to you real quick on some real shit. Shout out. After a debate, it's ironic that they had debate this close to a historical day in our American history. 9/11 is today. Shout out to 9/11. We that was a fumble. We fumbled that bag.
I thought about this morning and I just completely forgot, man.
No, you didn't. 9/11 is today. Shout out to all those fallen folks, everyone that has a family member, fire department, New York Fire, everybody out there. Shout out to 9/11.
Prayers up to all the family and friends and the people who lost someone on that horrific day.
G Wizzle, I think he's the only one in the chat that voted for Smitty, ironically enough.
And shout out to Josh Pele, his mother's birthday, man.
Shout out to Josh.
Shout out to your mom, Dukes. Happy birthday.
Uso mothers in the world. Uso mothers in the world. I'm agreeing with Peyton Manning, Smitty. These are you're going to see this more and more, though. You're going to see this more and more. See, at least CeeDee Lamb got 2 weeks in camp. This guy didn't get any days in camp. You saw the difference between CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Aiyuk. They both got bags. You know who's another guy that'd be upset at?
Oh.
If I was Jared Goff, and a Compton family legend, Amon St. Brown was a no-show. He was a no-show Monday night, and he got a big bag too. And he was or Sunday night, Ram game. He was a no-show. Had 3 catches for 8 yards or something. He was a no-show. Jameis Williams showed out, even though he pulled a pistol on the player in the game. But he showed out. But And that was after the betting scandal. That was after the betting scandal.
Every single game, you're not gonna just
I get it.
Have crazy.
But Smitty, I'm just gonna be honest. I can't pay you. This is why. And we're gonna
no. I'm cutting you out. Tell me, check with me, homie. At the end of the season,
you'll want to hear what I say.
I want to hear.
I promise you.
All right.
This is why I'm not quick to pay these guys after just 1 year of success. This is why I wouldn't have paid Jordan Love, which I said on this show. This is why I didn't. And even though I knocked on wood, and I hate to see him get hurt in that game, but we and I talked. I said it on the show from the Slapdick Cigar Lounge and studio. God forbid he gets hurt, Smitty. Remember, I said that. I said, God forbid he gets hurt. God forbid he doesn't perform well. And Jordan Love now will be out for I don't know how long. But that's why you don't pay guys after 1 year of success.
JB.
And you see receivers get the bag every year and fucking be absolute
JB, that's part of the game, JB. If you're so worried about injuries, then don't pay nobody nothing. Don't give them no money. Just play for free. Play for the love of the game, JB. I never met somebody who was a former player. I guess you've coached longer than you played, so you kind of lost touch and sight of what it's like to be a player, and you forgot like what it is to be like a businessman within the locker room as a player. So you don't care about the players getting paid. Only thing you're speaking from a standpoint of what's going to best serve the coach and best serve the team. That's all you care about. But at the NFL, it's a business. It's not college, JB. And you've been a college coach, a hell of a college coach. So you think of it from a winning and organization standpoint. NFL is a business, homie. It's different than college. That's not the same thing, JB.
But listen, all the race baiters out here in the chat real quick. I never agreed with Kirk Cousins getting paid. I said he's a fucking hype. I never agreed with Derek Carr getting paid. I said he's a fucking hype. The only white boy I ever agreed with was fucking Daniel Jones. And I don't agree that he got, and he should not have got $160 million. I'm documented saying that as well. So go fucking look it up.
So he got paid, period.
So go look it up. I wouldn't have paid that guy $160 million, and I wouldn't have paid these other QBs half of what they got. That's just me. But I only say it every day on the show. That being said, you cannot pay a guy because he showed up 1 year and expect him to do great things. By the way, can we pull up the stats for Jordan Love before he got hurt? He had a fucking horrible first game to start the season off in Brazil. He had a horrible first game if you really look at it. He threw 2 good balls early in the game. After that, he was fucking anemic, and he was a no-show, and we just paid him. Justin Herbert hasn't done shit. We paid him. Josh Allen hasn't won a meaningful big-time game to get to that bowl game. See, at least Burrow went to a Super Bowl, so you can actually talk about that. And he beat the guy that's you're calling the GOAT, Mahomes, 3 out of 4 times. So, like, at least Burrow has some sort of credibility to his worth. These other cats haven't busted a grape in a fruit fight, homeboy. I don't get it. I don't get why you guys are so quick to pay these motherfuckers. I don't know. All right, Smitty, go ahead. That's on you now.
All right, man. Paul Fennebaum. Paul Fennebaum.
Feinbaum.
Paul Feinbaum
said, be on the show.
Not my show. Paul Feinbaum says Deion Sanders will leave Colorado after this season. I'm not for sure where he got this information from, but that's what he said, homie. Coach JB, do you agree or do you disagree with Paul Feinbaum?
Fine. We got Mexicans outside. Come on, homie.
Hey, homie, we're doing a show.
We got Mexicans outside. What that means is, in a non-racist way.
Too late.
Most non-racist manner, because I got Mexican homies that do a lot of work at my house. Shout out to all the Mexicans in the building. Ciso, Narciso, Diaz, one of my favorite players, is right up the street here.
Oh, my God.
Cisco, one of our great coaches and homeboys in the chat. Carlos Alberto, I assume you're Mexican. Lucy, I assume you're Mexican.
Anytime you say with like all due respect or no disrespect, you're about to say something.
Danny Sanchez, shout out. Robert De La Villar, shout out. Alan Lopez, shout out to the Mexicans in the building. But we got some custodians outside, and they're working outside right now, and they're vacuuming, and they're banging on our door. So shout out to the Mexicans, but they're loud this morning. But they are custodians.
First of all, they're not.
What?
What's that supposed? Custodian is a
open the door right now. See if he's
custodian is a Mexican job.
Bring him in. Bring him in on the show.
Custodian is a Mexican job.
Bring him on the show, homie. Bring him on the show. Guarantee you, he ain't white or black. Ask him come in, homie. Tell him I'll give him $20. Tell him I'll give him $20. Bring him in, homie. I just want to prove a point, homie. Shit. We're the realest show on planet Earth. Motherfuckers ain't doing this on no fucking ESPN or Fox, homie. Shh. Ain't nobody doing this. Bring him in. Tell her right there. I'm grab her, homie. She's right there. Excuse me, ¿cómo te llamas?
Hey, how you doing?
Excuse me, how you doing? Grab her, homie.
You want to come on our show real quick? $20?
Ask her, homie. Ask her, say she's doing a great job. Hola, homie. Hola. God damn. You don't know.
You speak English? A little bit?
She said Paquita, that means small. Like your wee wee, yeah.
Do you want to come on our show for 1 minute and be 20?
Come say hello. Come say hello.
Come say hello.
Say hello.
Hola. To the camera.
She said hola, so we know what it is. Thank you. Gracias. She was shy. She was shy. But listen.
She in here sweating, working hard.
She's working hard as a motherfucker. But what I say? What do I say? What do I know, homie? But what do I know? Anyway, moving on.
But regardless, that don't mean that that's a Mexican person job, homie. Stop. Black people job. What the hell is a black person job? What the hell is a Mexican person job? Just because you was right about this one individual person being a Mexican who was a custodian, don't mean all fucking custodians are Mexicans, homie. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not gonna let you come on my show and use the race card, homie. Ain't no DEI hires, homie. Uncover your face.
What was she then?
White boy, uncover your face.
What was she?
Do you agree with Paul Feinbaum? You think Deion Sanders is going to leave after this year? Yes or no? And tell me why.
Gracias. I'm going to say he's been all over the place. Paul Feinbaum has. I'm going to be honest. He's been all over the place.
Remind me of somebody I know.
And I have been all over the place.
I didn't say that. I said remind me of somebody I know, though.
Yeah. I'm always on the same track. He's been all over the place. He was one day saying he loves him. The next day he hated him. He was garbage. And then Deion went after Feinbaum. We've seen Matt Barnes go after Feinbaum. Feinbaum's all over the place in this whole debate with Deion. Every time you bring up Deion, though, you're automatically the bad guy. So now he thinks after 2 games, he's gone. So I have a gut feeling that he's gone. I have a gut feeling. And I just hate to see it for the University of Colorado because it's hard to replace any coach, a little less a celebrity that's brought in millions of dollars to the program outside of football, like the celebrity head that Deion is and has been. So I'm going to agree to Feinbaum, though. My gut tells me he leaves. And I'm sure there'll be some outside resource or source, and there'll be a reason why. It's either his foot or an injury or his health or something that will give everybody out there an excuse and get out of jail free card. So I'm going to say he's going to be gone after this year. So I'm going to agree, if that's what your question to me, I'm going to agree with your boy Finnbaum.
I'm going to disagree.
Of course you are.
There's been,
like you, of course I would agree, right?
There's been no sign that has said that Deion would leave. When he's been asked about it, he has not said that he would leave. He's talked about building, and he's still been recruiting and trying to get big-time 4-star, 5-star recruits for the future, trying to prepare for post-Shador Sanders era and Travis Hunter era. So to me, where I stand right now today, 2 games in, I don't see any sign that Coach Prime time Deion Sanders will be leaving Colorado. To me, Paul Feinbaum is a hater when it comes to Deion. And I'm not just saying that because it's Deion.
He's also defended Deion.
I'm saying that 9 times out of 10, if we all got eyes and ears, Paul has went at Deion. Majority of the time he has. So he's using his name, image, and likeness to blow up his own brand. And kudos to you, Paul, because it's somewhat working. We're talking about you on our show, and I've seen plenty of people talk about you on their show as well. You seem to be getting even more FaceTime on ESPN because of it. So credit to you for finding an angle that worked for you, that's been beneficial for your career. But let's call a spade a spade. He's being a hater. And JB have talked about people hating on you, JB, and using your name, image, and likeness to blow themselves up. There's been Colorado fans even who have tried to talk about you on Twitter Spaces and things like that, in which you have called them haters or fanboys, etc. So he's doing the same thing to Deion. That's my take.
We're going to disagree on this show pretty much 99% of the time during football season. I can see that now. Paul Feinbaum is right on this one, though. I think Deion's out of there. Smitty, let's talk about this next thing. Mike Gundy, a very unlike person with me. He doesn't like me either.
For real? Why?
Yeah. We know why.
I don't know.
And there's a video on a Division II transfer. Obie Ezeigbo. Say it.
Obie stepping in for injured linebacker
No.
Colin
Obie,
Oliver.
say the last name. You skipped over. I asked you.
Obie Ezeigbo stepping in for injured linebacker Colin Oliver versus Arkansas. Check it out.
What was it about him and just what did you like about what you
This dude look crazy as hell. Pause it, homie.
This is a D2 back.
Hey,
My bad, baby.
Just look at him though. Like
I don't need to look at him. I kicked my mouth several times.
He looked like Joe Dirt. You ever seen Joe Dirt?
By the way, talk about the D2 guy. What's his name?
Show me the name again. It is Obie Ezeigbo. I have a hella Nigerian homies. Like, bro, it's easy. Cameroonian homies, all my homies, man. Osa Zuwama, Igbonosin, Carlo Turbantu.
Hey, by the way,
what?
I'm just keeping real. I've got hit up by
F.A. Ogune, Scott Makor.
But I also got a lot of Haitian homies. And I had some Haitians hit me up in my DM yesterday.
What they say?
They were not happy with me saying they're eating cats in Ohio.
I know they weren't happy with
but
you.
I had homies hitting me up.
They fucking check you too.
And said they're absolutely getting their cats eaten, homie. So it's a real thing.
Sure,
really
nah.
true. And I got Haitian
I think it's
homeboys that I
fake.
coached. I got shout out to Steve Tyragene, Big Buddha, all my guys I've coached. They said, JB, you know you right with that shit. We eat everything. So it goes both ways. That's for my former players who are Haitian. Now that goes both ways. But I also got homies in Ohio that's getting their shit ate. So let's be real. That shit is real. It's happening.
That shit ain't happening.
That was a lie last
night. That shit ain't happening on no hot clip.
That was a fake.
There's no proof.
It's a real thing. It is proof.
There's no proof that's happening, JB. It's not. It's not, homie.
There is proof.
Because two of your homies who was high told you that is happening. Don't mean that it's happening, JB.
Vinny Baller. I'm not low-key racist, homie. I'm racist. I'm fully racist.
He's fully racist. All right, let's go back to the video. My fault, man. Let's pull it back up. Let's play it. Me and JB gonna be quiet the whole time.
What was it about him and just what did you like about what you saw from McGann and stuff?
Do you want me to go back into coach talk, or do you want me to
go
tell
back
you the truth?
time warp and cut that motherfucking hair.
He was very inexpensive. The number of players that we go after that were ready to play at this level, we can't afford. So he was a good buy and a really quality young man that had success and has physical characteristics that we can work with Rob Glass and develop him. And so that's why he ended up here, in my opinion.
I see why you don't like him, homie.
Nah, it had nothing to do with his
demeanor.
Swag. I don't care about
it's like nah.
You know, because Mike Leach had wild swag. And
no, Mike Leach was cool though. Like it's about his energy. I'm a great energy. I read like his energy. I can tell he's just like an asshole.
He's not only an asshole. He's just a shitbird.
If y'all fought, what would happen?
He's a shitbird.
If you and Mike Gundy got in a fight right now, like today, JB, not young JB today versus Mike Gundy in a street fight, I want to hear detailed of how it would go down.
It wouldn't be a fight on me. Come on. That's not a fight. It's like me and you. It's not a fight.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's like
that motherfucker's getting, I mean, he'll get, I don't know.
Like, what would you do? Like, the family no details.
Just say mollywop him.
Oh, we got the damn meeting with
see?
Tell me, no, for real. No, you gonna meet because I got 9 fuck that. I've been sacrificial lamb. You're gonna meet with his ass.
Yeah,
I gotta go. You're gonna meet with him for real.
He said he was very inexpensive, is what I took away from that, Smitty. Though, can we talk about that? Very inexpensive. That is the piece that I think you have to dive into.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at guys that are real talk, coaches now who are trying to find hidden gems for low price in college. Let that just sink in. Now we're trying to negotiate and get a diamond in the rough from a D2, an FCS, etc., to find a guy for on the cheap to make our roster legit. And just imagine a D2 kid going to an Oklahoma State. You got to ask yourself, like, fuck, that's big time for him. That kid is coming in there wanting to be a part of it. They don't need him. He needs them. So you're going to get a couple guys on the cheap. Missouri State, a few years ago, went undefeated after they were a horrible program. And Bobby P went in there and went straight D2 and JUCO. When everybody else stopped going JUCO, he went straight JUCO and D2. and he went undefeated and got kids that were hungry and bought in. This is what some folks are going to resort to. They're going to resort to this model to get cheap guys on the low. So I'm just telling you, that's what's going to happen.
Man, the language to me, it just sounds crazy, right? That we're at a point, we're at a space where like you're literally just paying for players, like product. Like it's not even about, like you said, they're not recruiting at the high school level. They're not, doing house visits at the same exact level as they once did when I was playing, when you were playing. Now it's like who got the most money, who got the biggest bag.
Remember, there's only a couple Ohio State, dog. There's only a couple Oregons. There's only a couple fucking Texases. It's not like.
Do you feel like times have really changed though, or is it just public now? Because we know guys been getting paid for a long time, but not at this clip though, right?
Yeah,
not this clip.
But guys also knew I got to shut the fuck up, or
right?
I'm cracked,
right?
So the other team, the rest of the team, didn't know what Eric Dickerson was getting.
Right?
They didn't know what
James
was getting. They didn't know what these guys were getting at that time on the Pony Express back in the day at SMU. They didn't know what guys were getting at. T. Rich will tell you those stories, and he'll hint at you and fuck with you. I've seen stories where I've been a guy that, here, coach, can I get this guy? And shit happens like that. That's what it happens. So
let's blow this show up. Who did it?
Else,
Who did it? Let's blow this show up. Fuck it. You're not coaching no more. Which coach came to you and offered you money for one of your players, bro? Let's blow this show up, JB. This is the moment. This is the moment right now to take this from point A to point B.
I know. I'm not.
This is the moment, though.
I'm not snitch like you, though.
It's the moment.
I can't be a snitch.
You love the cops.
I can't do that.
Look at Bailey and the
You know damn well I can't do that. One thing, me and Blackball. The other thing is just sleeping at night being a bitch. I just can't be a bitch.
He's like, I can't. No matter what, I can't go to sleep tonight on my conscience, knowing that I just snitched earlier.
Remember, because my homeboys,
homeboys
coaching in the D1 level aren't having blackballed me. It's the whole process, the whole overall structures blackballed.
You know what, JB? I'm not giving your homies a pass, and I appreciate you for being forgiving.
But
why haven't they give you opportunity though?
I can show you emails and text, dog. If the president tells him he can't hire me, there's nothing he can do. Keep it real. If the owner of Fox came into you and said you can't fuck with JB, what are you gonna do? Like that just is what it is.
I'm gonna quit.
Well, then be a real one. Then
I'm a real one.
So I'm gonna email.
It's not your homies, not real.
I'm gonna email a picture of you that I got from Saturday.
I didn't do nothing Saturday.
To your Fox.
I did nothing illegal. I smelled a cigar and I drink. I drink and smoke. I drink and smoke with my Fox folks.
We'll test it.
They give you Uber vouchers at Fox when they have parties because they know you're gonna turn up. We were drinking at work 2 weeks ago for our 30th year anniversary at Fox. They were giving us free liquor.
Test it. We're gonna test
smoke. Please do. Please do. Please do.
We're gonna test it out.
Please do. Please do.
We're gonna test
Please
it.
do. Please do.
In about 4 minutes, Smitty, we got Michelle Kirkpatrick.
Let's do a quick commercial break. I'm gonna give me a chocolate chip cookie. I'm gonna get my.
We got some white people shit first.
That's it.
Don't we?
Yeah, we do. Let's check it out, baby. What we got?
White people, black people.
Talking about women. Oh.
The fuck is that, homie?
This is white people shit.
Come on, baby. You got to notify me before that.
He's going for the Guinness World Record.
I don't want to fucking.
He's going for the record.
I don't give a fuck if he's going for what record he's going for.
What's the difference between this and the Grizzly Gobbler?
What's that?
Who's your friend, the hot dog eating champion?
He's eating a hot dog though. If you're gonna ever look at every single round cylindrical then you got problems.
Oh, I didn't. Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't say none of that.
I already stay away from straws.
None of that.
I already stay away from straws. But eating a hot dog, come on, homie. You don't eat what do you call it in the Midwest? Bratwurst.
I eat a brat, but we break it off. We break it off and eat it like this.
Okay.
Like pieces.
It don't matter.
We don't eat it. But listen, I'm saying I don't have a problem with it. I'm saying, but you support the Grizzly Gobbler from stuffing wet hot dog buns into his back of his throat. Joey Chestnut.
Nah, that's not the
Grizzly Gobbler.
I thought Jada was a Gizzy Gobbler. I thought
she the
that's Gawk.
She the Gawk 3000 Gobbler. But you could call it the Grizzly Gobbler too, technically speaking, in another way. That is like a good little. That's actually a good little nickname. Jada Beans, the Grizzly Gobbler.
Is that top 5 whitest people shit ever? That thing right there?
That might be like at the top. Like, watch it one more time.
I mean, that's crazy. Could that go down your throat and choke you and just kill you?
Oh, my God. All right. Putting all uncomfortable feelings to the side. Is that impressive that he's able to do that, though? Like in a weird way?
No.
Cause hold on, is he like is he spinning back out against the wall, or is it like just more balls coming? No, he's doing that.
Pause.
He's doing that. Hold on, homie.
More balls.
Hold on. This next level. JB. He's getting in the back of his throat and then putting it back out against the wall. He's doing that. How the hell are you doing that, homie?
He's not doing that.
Yes, JB, he's doing it. No, hold on, homie. Now that's some different. He might be the Michael Jordan of this shit.
Michael Jordan of gays?
Hey, finish. No, you finish the block. I'm not. No. You finish the fucking block. Do black people shit. I'm grabbing me a cookie.
Who the fuck is that? Tyreek Hill?
Yo, we got my man Pat from King Don in here. Shaun here. We in the hood. We got our own motherfucking crunchy chicken. Talk to him, Pat.
That's what's up. Like 2 days ago, I found this flaming flag out there. Wound up tweaking it. Put him on the tennis. The best crunchy chicken. We love the crunchy chicken. That's what we do. We like them biscuits. See them biscuits in there? Them biscuits good. The grilled chicken, all that.
Where the biscuits at? Yo, point to biscuits.
Biscuits. They got honey on them. They got honey on them joints. We love it. We love it.
Flavor Flav, yeah, boy.
Is he working there? I'm confused. Is he working or customer?
He just supporting.
He a customer.
He's a fan. He go there all the time. So he saw that they had like a little crunchy chicken flag out there. He stole it, chopped it up, and made a custom
I'll
fit.
be real, dog. I thought it was Shador or Deion. I was like, what the fuck? I no shot at them. I'm gonna be honest. Like, that motherfucker look like Deion Sanders a little bit, don't he? Real shit. Keep it real. That motherfucker look like Deion a little bit, homie. I mean, to be honest, homie.
This motherfucker said no shot. No diss, but I thought it was Deion Sanders should do it. We'll be back in 4 minutes. I'm gonna give me a chocolate quick. I'm gonna take a piss and I'm gonna slap the shit out of Coach JB. When we get,
I gotta get your take right out the gate because you're gonna have an interesting one. Contrary to your boy Tank Johnson, who came on with my producer Bailey, and they do a show together, and he broke this. Caleb
I love Tank.
Yeah, Tank. Yeah, we talk all the time about you.
That's my guy.
Tank comes on the show quite often, and listen, he had a take, and so did Shaun King, who played in the NFL 10 years with the Bucks, and talked to Sean Salisbury, all these ex-guys. He came in, apparently Caleb did as a rookie, and addressed the team. And you and I spoke about this, and I want everyone to know your take because their takes are quite going to be, I think yours is going to be a little different than them. Break down Caleb addressing the team as a rookie who hasn't played it down yet and saying, pick up your shit.
I like it, man. You shouldn't have to be told to pick your shit up in the first place, in my opinion. You're a grown-ass man. If you're in the facility and you have a water cup or whatever, pick it up, throw it away. I have no problem with that. You know, he gained some respect from me by doing that. Guys may not like it because he's a rookie. It doesn't matter who the hell it is. Pick your stuff up in the facilities. Just like at your house, I would think, it shows me he has respect for the people that work in the building, the custodians, the people who go around, the trainers, the equipment guys. They're the ones that have to pick up after you. It's not yourself. So when you leave shit laying around, someone's going to pick it up. They went up on my list quite a bit right there by saying that a lot of guys may not like that because he's a rookie. I don't care. You shouldn't have to be told by anybody to pick your shit up. I'm glad he had the balls to step up and do it and tell these guys to, it's our facility, take care of it. I got no problem with it. I like it.
Regardless of if he's played it down or not, this has nothing to do with the actual game, right?
No, not to me it doesn't. Why do you have to be told like he's your parent to pick your shit up? You're a grown man in the facility. Why are you leaving shit laying around? Pick it up. I like that, man. It shows some accountability. It shows that he cares about the people who work in the building who have to pick up after these guys because it does get messy in there. I've been there, so it does get messy. But I like that he said something. The playing reps or how he plays has nothing to do with that for me right now.
We got a video for you on this topic. Monty Toomer came out, and then LeVar Arrington came out after that. I don't know if you got to see these, but take a listen to this.
Pay attention to those guys.
Russell Wilson 2.0. This is not going to go over well. If you came in the locker room, I've been in this locker room for 8 years, like you said. And some rookie's going to come in who hasn't played one snap.
Right.
Talking, we're wearing the fingernail polish. Now he's going to come in here and tell me, who've been here, who've been through the struggle, that I need to clean up? No, how about rookie? How about you clean up after me?
Right.
Where you at? Where you at with that take?
He's got his own take. I don't agree with it. You should clean up after yourself as a grown man. No one should have to clean up after you. You should throw your own shit away. Maybe they just do things differently in different locker rooms. I'm not sure. I was only in one locker room my whole career, and guys were pretty respectful to each other, whether you're a rookie or a 10-year vet, 8-year vet. Like I said, he said he was. So that's cool. But I prefer to pick up after my own shit, and I like my teammates to do that too. And if it takes a rookie telling these guys to do that, then so be it, I guess.
Where you at? We're both older school cats compared to what this younger guys are. Back in the day, you entered the league probably in the era of hazing. It was a known thing.
A little bit, yeah.
Throwing guys in the tank or something, just fucking around. Not nothing crazy, but
nothing malicious.
That's gone now, kind of, right? Is that? Do you think that plays into Caleb having is okay to go out there as a rookie and saying this to a bunch of veterans?
I don't think it really matters, So we had to get donuts when I was a rookie. We had to get McDonald's. We got thrown in the cold tub. That's the way it went. I'm sure some of that still exists.
Rookie dinner, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, the rookie dinner. Yeah, that was real fun, by the way. That was nice and expensive. The whole team shows up. Usually you got 8 guys at dinner, and then rookie dinner night, 50 guys show up. So that was great. And I was a first round pick, so I got to pay. Anyway,
real quick, do you remember the number you spent, like roughly?
I think it was like $7,000. It wasn't that bad. We went to a Japanese restaurant right by the facility. It wasn't that bad. But usually you have linebacker night, 8 guys show up.
Right.
Shit, that night, 50 guys showed up. So anyway, I got no problem with it, man. I mean, the hazing thing was never a big deal in Chicago. We had guys that would kind of lay into the rookies a little bit. I was never into that. I thought, at some point this season, you might be relying on these guys. You may want to treat them a little bit nicer because you don't want them having animosity towards you when maybe you get in the crunch time. You never know. There's no reason to have animosity towards one of your teammates because you're going to be relying on these guys at some point.
We'll get back to it. We here live again, man. Over 1,000 people in here right now. Hit the like button. We're not gonna say nothing else the rest of the show until all y'all hit the like button. I'm gonna count from 5 down to 0. I need every single person in this chat to hit the like button. And before we bring on our special guest, because she's here, she's ready, and trust me, you want her on this show. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hit the like button.
1,000 likes right there.
All right, 1,000 likes. We should have 1,000 likes.
Now do this intro the right way.
All right.
It's been a long time. Build it up. Build it up.
My good friend, most beautiful lawyer on planet Earth, Michigan alum or Michigan extraordinaire fan, Michigan Wolverine.
Keep going.
Loves the state of Colorado.
Say something else.
Beautiful state of Colorado. She lives in the mountains up overlooking everyone in the world, down on all of us peasants.
Content creator, model,
beauty extraordinaire.
One of the smartest people we've ever had on this show.
Follow her on Twitter, Michelle K4040. Follow her on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
What else we got for her? We got 2 more things to say?
Just a blonde bombshell.
Woo!
Michelle Kirkpatrick joins us.
Hey.
Beauty and brains. That's what they're saying in the chat.
Double B.
I know. I don't want to say double B with a boy.
Hold
B.
On. For clarity, I said double B. You said beauty and brains.
I know.
Okay.
Double B.
Double D. I made a joke about double D's in one of my football previews, so it's all good. We're fine.
That's funny how that worked out. I wouldn't even think that way, but I mean, you said it, so cool. It's here.
Perfect. All right, Michelle, let's dive right into it. I know I don't got you long. I appreciate you diving into this with us. I led the show off with this, and I want to read it to you real quick because it might be new to you or not. I'm sure you know about it. But 4 ex-Michigan players, including quarterback Denard Robinson and wide receiver Braylon Edwards, 2 legends in Michigan, filed a class action lawsuit against the NCAA and the Big Ten Network, seeking more than $50 million for wrongfully and unlawfully being denied opportunities to make money off their name, image, and likeness. The lawsuit says that the NCAA and Big Ten Network have systematically exploited these iconic moments that has basically not allowed them to make money off of the billions or hundreds of millions of dollars that has been made off their names over the years. Now, they stopped playing in 2016. Michelle, there was a motion filed that you couldn't make any money after that. So in 2020, the NCAA lawsuit versus, I believe, the limitations on the initial house was the case. And apparently they said you can't make any money prior to this date. We're seeing more and more of this, Michelle. I want to get in on it. Shit, Netflix blackballed me. I want to sue Netflix for this shit. I think a lot of us are going to go back and say, oh, we all want money. When does it quit? When do you have to just admit and say, listen, it is what it is. It's over. These new kids are getting all this money. I get it. But it comes off a little thirsty to me, not just the Michigan players, but we had Georgia Tech basketball last year do it from years ago, from the 90s. I mean, we're having a lot more people come forward. Where are you at with this take?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to continue to see it, honestly. There was a misconception about the House settlement that it was going to resolve everything. Sorry, my dog is so loud. It is going to resolve everything for the NCAA, and it didn't. There are several other litigations still pending. They've tried to transfer them into the House case. Those motions have been denied. So I think it's going to continue. And whether or not, we as college football fans want to say enough is one thing, but I think the NCAA has got a problem on its hands. I don't know.
Is there going to be a limitation on this or no?
It's not clear. I asked that question on Twitter yesterday. I got a couple of different responses. It's hard to say when the statute of limitations really starts ticking on something like this because, prior to the Austin case, it was not viable for anyone to make money on NIL. So, and obviously that was the first legal challenge. I'm sure the NCAA will try to come up with every defense it can to these. We'll try to consolidate them, but I just think the NCAA continues to be in a world of hurt for a long time on the legal front.
What else in the Michigan front? We got Michigan fans in here. What else on the Michigan front since the summer? They kind of put down some sanctions on Coach Moore and all these things. What's going on with that?
So it's interesting. There was that draft that leaked a few days before the actual notice of allegations was delivered to Michigan. I looked around yesterday. I still couldn't find the true notice of allegations that was delivered to Michigan. I know the draft seemed to focus primarily on a few things like Michigan's cooperation internally with the investigation. Harbaugh allegedly didn't turn over certain emails, although he was given a short window to do that. We all know about Sherrone Moore deleting, these 52 text messages and then eventually turning them over and then saying, I can't wait for them to be released because they don't show anything. So on the one hand, it's clear that Michigan continues to hate the NCAA and fight the NCAA any chance it gets, including with regard to the investigation into Connor Stalions. On the other hand, the more that comes out, the more that also does not come out, and the more we see there is no evidence that Connor Stalions was working with anyone above him with regard to his operation, and more importantly, that other than that CMU game, that Connor Stalions actually attended these games in person and actually engaged in a violation of the in-person scouting rule. So I think Michigan fans have reason to sort of have mixed feelings on this. On the one hand, I think there will be some vindication with regard to the sign stealing stuff. On the other hand, I think the NCAA is going to use this opportunity to extract its pound of flesh for the way Michigan conducted itself in the investigation.
Gotcha. In the event that there are some repercussions, and there are some violations thrown at Michigan, I guess how bad do you think it could get? Is there a world where they remove the national title from the team last year, or like how bad could you see it getting?
I really hope they don't actually vacate the national title, not just because it would suck, but I was one of those idiots who made a bet with the internet that if the national title was vacated, I would get a face tattoo.
Oh no!
What?
Well, I don't know. It was. I'm a lawyer, right? So I was pretty careful on how I worded this.
Oh,
But
Michelle.
it was in response to, because I got a 144 tattoo after Team 144 won the national title, and someone was like, "You're going to need to add an asterisk to that when they vacate it," and I was so confident that they would not vacate the national title, that I said, if the national title gets vacated for sign stealing, I'll get a face tattoo. And it's not going to get vacated, especially not for sign stealing, because sign stealing is legal. We know sign stealing is legal.
What would 3 options? Your top 3 cigars.
Tattoos.
Your top 3 tattoos. What would they be?
Face tattoo?
Coach AB show. What's your other 2 that you would face tattoo on you?
I don't know. I'm like
your dog.
I don't know. It might be like a tiny thing. It's going to be, if I have to do it, I'm not going to back off of this, but I don't think I'm going to ever have to do it.
You know what you should get, Michelle? Like maybe like a little teardrop underneath your eye. That might
I got like a little asterisk teardrop. Like
or like Connor Stallions, like holding up. I don't know.
I'm thinking they might be sexy Connor Stallions for Halloween, just to get a little.
What do you think about the Netflix Connor Stallions Netflix? Did you watch it? The
I
biopic?
did. I woke up at the ass crack of dawn to watch it. I was one of the first people to watch it, and I was truly disappointed. I thought I would learn more from it. I learned nothing, in part because I followed it very closely in real time, and there was nothing that the Netflix documentary revealed that I felt like I didn't already know about the situation. So in that sense, I was a little bit disappointed. I was also kind of disappointed with the way Mr. Stallions
coaches
kind of fudged some things that I thought he could have been more straightforward and credible on.
Also, he's a head coach and he got beat 60-0 in his debut.
High school.
Let me ask you this. The Florida State, they tried to sue last year in the ACC, and this was a question I had yesterday from a buddy of mine and wanted to get your take. Florida State sued the ACC. They go undefeated. They don't get in the playoff. Kirk Herbstreit, everybody's mad at him. They all owe him an apology today, by the way. But where is that at? Do you know anything about this? And are they now tanking, quote unquote, like the NFL says they do, on getting out of the ACC? Because I believe this thing is going to move into a Power 4 conference type of thing. And what this my true belief is, I think they're going to get out of the NCAA. These power conferences are going to build these powerhouse programs. Like they'll take the North, they'll take the South, they'll take the East and the West. And those will be 4 teams or 4 leagues, probably be 15-team leagues. And that'll be the new NCAA. That's my opinion. I've been saying for 3 years. I think we're getting closer and closer to it. But is this a first way to get out of the ACC for Florida State? By filing it.
I will admit that I have not yet or not been following the Florida State lawsuit carefully. I read the complaint when it was filed. I thought it was a little shaky. They're certainly not helping their cause with how they've been playing on the field this year.
No doubt.
I think you're dead on that the NCAA's days are truly numbered, not just because they're being attacked on every litigation imaginable, but also the conferences are becoming bigger and more powerful, and people are just getting more and more sick of the NCAA's bullshit.
And Harbaugh's leaving, the Saban's leaving, the guys like that are leaving. Happily at Boston College goes to be a D coordinator for the Packers because he's just like, I don't want to deal with the current landscape. And I think when you're the judge, jury, and the executioner, as the NCAA plays, when you can fine, you can suspend, you can, delete, you can take away Heismans, you can reinstate Heismans, you can fire coach. Like, it's crazy to me. Why would you deal with it? And then still at the end of the day, don't pay nobody. Yeah. Now they've pawned that off to collectives and all this stuff. So I think it's just they're on a slippery slope. I think they're towards the end. If it's going to turn into a full unionization by the players and they're going to be employees of the institutions, I don't see how the NCAA can hang on. Do you?
No, especially because the NCAA has said itself that its entire model is built on amateurism. And that's just over. It's just dead, right? And so its entire reason for being is disintegrating. They can't regulate anything anymore. Everything they tried, frankly, everything that they tried to get Michigan for is now obsolete because they mic'd the Hellmans. So,
right.
Like the rules are evolving so quickly. The court judgments are coming down so quickly. They can't regulate the transfer portal. They can't tell you not to pay players. They're they're just grasping at straws at this point for their relevance. And meanwhile, the conferences are getting bigger and more powerful.
That is true. JB, he mentioned kind of switching gears a little bit here, but he name dropped Harbaugh. Obviously, he left. He's in the NFL, but he had his first game, got the win. As a Michigan fan, I'm just curious, like, how did you feel about about him going out there and getting his first win since he's returned back to the NFL? Are you keeping your eye on him, or is it once you leave Michigan, it's like you're dead to me? Like, what's the feeling?
I think a lot of Michigans felt it was bittersweet and mostly bitter to watch him win in the NFL after we just got our asses spanked so badly by Texas. I think the sentiment would have been different if that Texas game had not gone the way that it went, but it just felt like salt in the wound to see him in the locker room saying, who's got it better than us? While Michigan fans are like, literally, they have it better than us. Like, we have it back. And there was a lot that was missed. Like, Minter was missed. Ben Herbert, you could tell that he was not there anymore on Saturday.
Go ahead.
Does it feel like Michigan is going back to where they were pre-Harbaugh? Does it feel like you guys are back at that point right now? Because I'm not going to lie, it's only been 2 weeks, so I don't want to over-evaluate, but Michigan looks bad.
Like, Michelle, you're a football head. You know this.
You know the game.
Why do they have a walk-on quarterback at Michigan when there were several portal possibilities that went elsewhere that aren't in Michigan, not a defending national champ? Football, take away the legality stuff of this. I still have one more question for you after that, but how do they not have a quarterback? In my opinion, is crazy.
It's crazy. I loved Tuttle, honestly. I was Team Tuttle from the outset. I watched Tuttle play live in a game last year. He looked really good. He was a 5-star prospect. Like, I think he could have been the guy. I think he's battling some injuries right now. But even then, like, it is just sad and inexcusable that we were not able to portal in something. And I sort of feel like with Orji, like, we saw him just like throw a pass into the ground, and it was very clear like why they don't have him passing. And without a credible pass threat, you can't be a credible quarterback.
How you said that, Michelle, is comical. You just said it like straight face,
like nonchalant, like
do a pass in the ground.
We watched it. Like, you're on him.
Oh, I know, you're dead ass serious. We're not even debating that. It's just the straight face of it is just unbelievable. We know you're a Michigan die hard.
I'm not ready to admit yet that we're going back, but I am like absolutely ready to admit that we have a situation on our hands with quarterback.
Situation, I love it.
Situation. You're not optimistic.
No, we just got to get it figured out. Like, and I don't know that we can. And it's not as easy as just saying we got to get it figured out. Like, we don't have somebody who can. The O-line is also not what it was. I mean, there are multiple problems, and the defense, it's great, but it cannot like win the entire game for us. Like,
listen, I got 2 things for you, and I know Smitty might have something for you. I appreciate you coming on.
I got 10 more things.
Let me ask you, in regards to Coach Moore. The head coach, Coach Moore, he's got a contract. He's playing on a lame duck type of situation. He's not under contract currently. He's living off of what he did last year, basically as a offensive coordinator. Where are you at with that? Is this a way to get him out if they don't do well? Like, and then is it his agent, lawyers in the back working a deal? Because if Shaun King comes on our show, former Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he made an interesting point. He's like, Coach Moore and his agent and people are also in negotiations saying, listen, I went undefeated for you guys. We won a national title. I was Harbaugh's right-hand man. I did a lot of recruiting here. But also, I'm worth something too. Don't just give me no middle of the row, deal. I want a real deal contract if you're going to make me the coach. Because last I checked, you made him the coach, not the interim coach, correct?
Yes, he was.
Why wouldn't he have a deal in place? I just want to ask. I don't know if you dive into contract law, but I just wanted to ask you.
Oh, no. All I do is fight over contracts all day, every day. So I will say his leverage changed, though. He he was in a better position to sign a contract and make more money before the Texas game than after. I mean, to the extent, and they may not be arguing over money. Maybe they have an agreement in principle on what the amount should be, and they're arguing over terms. I know with regard to Harbaugh's contract, immunity was a real sticking point. Harbaugh wanted, I think, essentially absolute immunity, and the university was unwilling to give it to him. I'm not sure. I would venture to guess that Moore has requested something similar, and they may be arguing over non-monetary terms. But to the extent that the monetary terms remain open, I mean, in my line of work, we're obviously always analyzing when we have the most leverage, when we have the least leverage, as things change in a given case or litigation. And this is certainly an inflection point where the leverage shifted in Michigan's favor after that loss against Texas. So we'll see. I'm not sure what they continue to argue about, but
we got breaking news, Michelle.
Breaking news, Michelle. You're going to be happy for this one.
Coach Moore actually just signed a contract.
Oh, look at that. We're good.
11 minutes ago.
I got to have him on the show. I'm going to text him right now. We're pretty good.
Call him or FaceTime him, actually.
Nah, he's in meetings. I'm going to text him right now to come on the show now. He's got to now. Now he's in there.
No option.
And now, congratulations to him, though, right on the show.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, he's well deserving. He's well deserving of that.
He's a MAC guy too. He comes from Western Michigan. The MAC. That's where I played at in the MAC. So I'm always representing our guys.
Michelle, last thing for me, not to get into this. We've already Smitty and I beat this dead horse we beat this to death already. But the biggest news in the world is this Tyreek Hill incident with the cops. I don't even want to ask anything because I don't want to get you in the crossfires of like I am. Where are you at? Just give the fans in the chat, and we apologize for the idiots in the chat, but for the real chat people, what's the legality of what he did? The pullover, the excessive force by the cop after the fact, and what he actually did that is either illegal or worthy or what have you. What is just the law? If you can just break down the law, you don't even need to give us your opinion. I just want to get the law on this whole thing, the window down, etc.
Sure. So I, when I was clerking in federal court, I saw a lot of excessive force cases. Most of them are brought exclusively in federal court, and oversaw settlements, mediations on that front. And I've seen a wide spectrum of what police do to people. And I will tell you, on the spectrum of what police do to people, he would not really have a viable legal claim if he tried to bring an excessive force complaint.
Why is that? You can explain why that is?
It's just, first of all, there's video evidence of him not taking direction from police. They probably used more force than they had to. He was less cooperative than he should have been, right? And those two things are a sliding scale. But also police get quite a bit of leeway constitutionally in how they conduct themselves. And, that may be controversial. It may not be. I will tell you the theory behind that is we want to give them the ability to make decisions quickly without always having to be worried about being sued. We've sort of decided as a matter of jurisprudence and law that it's better that police officers feel some measure of comfort rather than constantly being fearful of litigation when they conduct their business. So I don't think that there will be any resulting litigation from this. And certainly of all the people to complain about excessive force, Tyree, he's not the poster boy for this, right? When there are allegations that you yourself have used excessive force against women and children, like you just, you're not going to carry the banner.
Yeah. And what about, can we address the window situation? I've heard in Florida, tinted windows down after a pullover is illegal, or to have it up is illegal. Is that an issue? Is it state to state, or is that a nationwide? What is the law?
There's no federal law on window tinting. That would be.
No, I mean, having it up during a pullover, having it up or down during an arrest.
Yeah, no. That's probably like, honestly, a county by county regulation, if I had to guess. At most statewide, but like there's no national regulation of that.
Got you. I appreciate it. Nah, it's
That makes
it's
sense.
controversial either way. No matter how you answer.
I'm so curious. What's your take on it?
I think he should have shut the hell up and gave the ID and kept the window down. That's just me. That's what I taught my kids and players. But that's just something different. That's what I teach my daughter. Smitty's opposite. He thinks it was excessive. He also agrees, though. He agrees that he shouldn't have. He should have rolled the window down, handed the shit over, and not said some slick shit and rolled his window back up because he put the cops in harm's way. So Smitty did say that, and then at the end of the day, he said, and I'm speaking for him, but he can speak for himself. I'm just saying he thought that it was excessive after.
I think two things can be true, Michelle. Basically, what I'm saying, like the way I'm raised as a black man, done with the cops, is let them say whatever they want. Put your hands on the steering wheel, yes sir, whatever. They can talk shit. Just get home. That's what I'm taught. So I didn't think he did that the best. But at the same time, I don't think what he did or did not do warrant them to throw him on the ground twice. He later got kicked as well. I didn't think it was necessary for that. So two things can be true in my opinion.
I totally agree. I think, like I said, he could have been more cooperative. They could have been more reasonable. Yeah, and there were power plays going on in both directions, right? I think there was certainly an element of him saying, hey, I am who I am. You don't get to tell me what to do. And then the cops being triggered about their own power in that situation. So it was really kind of a clash of these two.
Everybody trying to put their balls on the table. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah. No, I think that's what happened. I'm glad no one was hurt. Honestly, I think we can all be glad because we know that these
can I ask you one question to that though? Campbell, what's his name?
Calais
Campbell walked up on the scene. And where I'm from, Michelle, you can't walk up on an arrest situation and for your homeboy and act like nothing's going to happen to you. You're actually invading the space of an arrest, and you are warranted, and you are about to get arrested. Everywhere I've ever grew up or been around that is the case. You're not walking up on cops in the middle of an arrest and not expect to get arrested. That's how I grew up. I don't know what is the law on coming in there is all I'm asking you. Is there a law for that?
I mean, it's subject to the officer's judgment, right? But again, like I said earlier, we do, as a matter of law, tend to give police officers a lot of discretion to keep themselves safe, to be able to make quick decisions, because we recognize that their line of work is sort of inherently dangerous. And so the law is going to defer generally to the judgment of the officer in that situation as to how to keep themselves, keep the suspect, keep the scene safe. And so certainly I think arrest was not out of the question there. Yeah.
Unfortunate situation altogether. It doesn't matter. We just don't want to see it. It's NFL week one. I just want to, it is what it is.
Right down street from the stadium. That's crazy.
Yeah. But hey, don't do the crime if you can't do the time, Michelle. I'll leave it at that.
You see, I try to slide in a little down here.
You see this cat defending that shit right down street from the stadium.
I just said,
Michelle, it don't matter where you did it at.
The guy said, hey, that's Denard Robinson. That's hardball. Hey, Michigan right here. The stadium, the big house right here.
Yeah.
We around the street. We gonna throw hardball on the ground. I hear you. But you're right. Michelle, we appreciate you so much. What's your plan for the rest of the day? You got any big plans? Any exciting weekend plans? Let us know before you go.
Any big cases that you can just throw out there right now and give us all the insight on every single case you got going on right now?
No, sure no. I'm excited for a weekend of college football. It could be a better slate, but
what do you got?
What was that?
What do you got?
Michigan plays Arkansas State. That's not the game.
Upset alert. I'm calling it now, Michelle.
Stop it. No, actually, we should be nervous about USC the following weekend. That is not going to be an easy game.
Are y'all playing? Is that game out here or is that in Michigan?
It's in Michigan.
Okay, I might go to that game.
As we've seen, the big house is not the advantage you think it is if you're up against a true quarterback. So.
That's true. Well, maybe Michelle, we'll all meet up out there at the big house. We'll fly out. I'll get JB on the plane, and we'll all meet out and go to that game. We'll talk about it.
Go Blue. Go Blue.
Go Blue, Michelle. Always love you having you on and appreciate you. And we'll see you hopefully before the season's over. We'll have you on.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye.
Have a good one. Clap it up, y'all, for Michelle, man. We ain't seen her in a while.
I gotta say something to this dumb fuck. Put me on a solos, Bailey. DMV living. You're a fucking idiot. I just gotta throw that out there. I'm a weird, crazy nut. What's my take on the white golfer? You dumb fuck. We saw the video, did we not? I think the cop was a brother that did the motherfucker wrong. Did he not? You old bitch-ass race-baiting motherfucker. Shut your bitch-ass up. You a mark-ass bitch, homeboy, where I'm from. Motherfucker would never say it to my face either. Oh, bitch-ass. You fucking race-baiter. Shut your bitch-ass up. Motherfucker, it's on camera. The motherfucker was fucking thrown in jail, by the way. Was Tyreek? This motherfucker was about to miss his tea time. Was Tyreek? Shut your bitch-ass up. You're such a fucking bitch. Anyway, Bailey, let's get this dang party started. We got Noel Mazzoni, Josh Booty joining us here in a few minutes. What's that shit, the hand?
Talk to the hand. Get your face on stand. That's some little kid shit.
Nah, that's gay.
Lord
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Lord baby
Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh, my
I repent. That's the word. I repent.
Now you playing around with it. Now you playing around with it.
I'm to be honest. Shit, I know all the shit. Everything I say about the Bible, I've been keeping it real.
But are you serious about it, though?
I've hipped you Bible verses, homie.
Do you love God, though?
Yeah, I love God.
All right, then.
What do you mean?
Man, forget all that you talking about. We got a big-time special guest that's ready to go, and you need to do the intro and do it the right way. I want the right energy, the right information. I want you to build this man up to the highest level. When we have guests on this show, we want them to feel welcomed. We want them to feel like they are the best at what they do, and we want them to feel loved.
Hold on. Are we bringing it? Let's see if we're, because no gets mad is
you getting pissed off.
Make sure if they're both coming in together. But bring in Josh. We bring in Josh. Josh Booty, legendary two-sport athlete. Josh, I don't know. Is Noel coming on with you?
Yeah, he said he's going to be on. I don't know where he's at. The old man is lagging.
Late, man.
Josh Booty's one of the greatest athletes of all time. Two sport. You got to respect that. We never mentioned Josh Booty when we talk about it, though. But two sport at the pro level is hard to do.
We started the show off saying it.
But you didn't say it. You didn't say it with enough like.
It's on Twitter. I put it on Twitter.
Twitter's not a real place. What's going on, Josh? How you doing?
How you doing, baby? I'm doing great, man. Sitting here in San Francisco. I might be seeing y'all tomorrow, though. I'm headed to L.A. today.
I was about to ask you because I saw you in Frisco. If you're downtown, shit, you come in the studio
right here.
Hey, you gotta, I'm gonna come to LA tomorrow. That's for sure. Hey, downtown San Francisco ain't no joke though. You got to shake and move around here. It's crazy.
It's crazy, ain't it? Mm-hmm. I assume you're there for business, or you just wouldn't go there no more. We used to go visit there, eat Chinese, go to Fisherman's Wharf. We'd go down over to Alcatraz. Nowadays, shit, you might not get off Alcatraz.
I know. Yeah, I'm raising a little money for business and have some investors out here and had some golf lined up. We played San Francisco Golf Club. We played Olympic Club. Just a wonderful couple days of golf, to be honest with you. Florida right now, where I live back home, so dang hot, bro, that I was ready to get out of Florida and get into some good weather. So the chance to play golf and hang.
You're lucky because it's been like 120 here in SoCal.
You just missed it, literally.
Right? It's been unbelievable. It's been Arizona out here. It's Scottsdale out here.
But it's nothing like Florida, though. Florida has that humidity and that sticky, nasty heat. You got to take 3 showers. I get it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Josh, shout out your tequila line that we're going to put a bottle right here on this table. You and Urban Meyer, break that down.
Los Landeros Tequila, Beyond Borders is what it means. But we can do a high-end premium tequila, no additives. We think we have one of the best bottle looks on the market. We're ready to brand it all over the Southeast to start. California is going to be a big a market for us as well. But we're starting in Georgia, South Carolina, Louisiana, Texas, and Florida. And just excited about it, man. Once you taste this tequila, if you like tequila, and I know you love tequila, JB, you might shit your pants. It's so good. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. So we're all excited. We do have some athletes involved, and Urban Meyer's one. We've got a few really, really deep pocket investors, which are fabulous to have behind the brand. And we're just excited, man. My buddy Carr Scott, probably my lifelong friend in Atlanta, Georgia. He sold a company, exited a company, healthcare company about 10 years ago and got into high-end bourbon and liquor sales, not distribution, but buying and selling like just amazing high-end stuff. And so he went down to Mexico and found probably the best young group of guys down there that put tequila together. And just excited about what he's done to make this thing come to life. Raised some good money. He had a lot of money to put behind it, and we couldn't be more excited. We're going to be doing a lot of events, a lot of sports events. A Super Bowl down in New Orleans this year. We're going to have some fun with it down there. But ready to kick ass, man. And I can't wait for it to be sitting on the table, because you guys are going to love it.
I can't wait. And just for clarity, is it in stores right now? Like, can fans go buy it right now?
Well, in Florida and Georgia. Georgia, yes. Florida's next.
Gotcha.
We're working on South Carolina. So you'd have to be in the state of Georgia. That's where we kind of launched out of Atlanta. One of our partners is owns a bunch of stores, liquor stores, big ones. And so that's where we poached the market first. And then, it'll be in California, I would say, within 6 months to a year. So you can buy it online, LosLanderostequila.com. You can purchase it online, and we'll ship it to your door.
No doubt. I don't know where Noel is. He'll be in here when he can. Let me ask you, Josh, your biggest takeaway from the college football weekend. Let's just talk college for a second. I know you and I have been talking offline about quarterback play and all this stuff. Where are you at with the quarterback play in college football right now? We got to see. We haven't had the big time games. We saw we saw a SC LSU game.
Yeah.
We've got to see some games. Michigan's playing with a walk-on. Quinn Ewers looked as good as I think he's the best playing quarterback right now under Sark's tutelage. Good friend of ours. Who do you like the most right now as far as quarterback wise? What you're seeing, whether it's a transfer or not?
Yeah, I love what Lagway did. They didn't play a big time opponent, but he's a freshman that Napier is going to have to lean on at Florida. I think
you called that on the show last week. You called that move.
Yeah, I knew that they were going to have to make that move, and he gives them some life, something to kind of hang their hat on the rest of the way, and hopefully Napier can survive the storm, because it's coming. Jackson Dart has thrown more, I think, touchdowns than incompletions. We rarely see that after a few games of a college football season. I think he's got 8 touchdowns and 7 incompletion. I think you're right on Quinn Ewers. The help of the run game and the balance and what Sark can do offensively with his play call, and he's just a freaking pro, and he was able to go up against a former pro defensive coordinator at Michigan and just absolutely manhandle him. And it was like a welcome to the college game, right, for Wink Martindale and what Texas could bring to the table. I think the run game really helps Quinn. They've got they have 2 guys that were out and still had 3 more running backs. Texas is loaded at that position, and you could really tell. I think it's going to be fun to watch them in the SEC. That Georgia-Texas game is one that you need to circle on your calendar. But Quinn Ewers was unbelievable. He gets rid of the ball fast. He kind of has a sidearm release, and you guys probably watch it real close like I do, and so it's a little funky looking. But he gets it out quick. And, when Stafford goes to his 3-quarter release, it kind of looks like that because he's that big, tall, strong kid that can get the ball out quick. And so he reminds me a little bit of Matt Stafford. If he had a little bit more higher release, I think on a lot of his normal throws, you'd say he's identical to Matt Stafford in build. I think he's a really good, strong throwing quarterback that can move just well enough and get the ball out if there's pressure come. And I like that they can play action and do some fun things with him. So I think that Texas offense is dynamic if they continue to run the ball like that. They've got some great receivers. Isaiah Bond from Bama came over and looks really, really good for him. So I think this is going to be a fun year, especially in the SEC, especially in the Big Ten with SC going to Michigan this year. A lot of new storylines that just are going to be popping every week in terms of some of these games that we don't normally see in those 2 conferences. So the Oregon State game will be fun to watch too. And there's some good ones. Arizona plays KSU on Thursday night. Noel and I coached the quarterback at KSU, Avery Johnson, 2 years ago in the U.S. Army All-American game. But here comes Arizona into Kansas State to probably score a lot of points. Fafita's unbelievable. As you know, Orange County boy Servite kid, and that receiver he's got dynamic. He'll be a first rounder. So a lot of these games this week will be fun.
Hey, the man with the plan is in here. Technical difficulty having guy. He's just like me. Me and him hate technology. We hate technology. It's comical. It's comical. It's comical. Watch. Hey, you know, Avery Johnson's pops played with me. He's a Kansas boy, actually from Kansas. And when I played college Fort Hays State, his dad was floating around back then.
Wow.
And yes, the kid's good, man. He's special. I think he's one of the most dynamic guys in football. But it's crazy to see that. I didn't even realize it until I just heard last week where they were from, and I was like, what? And then I had to look it up, and that was his pops. But it's funny. It's funny how it goes. No, what's up? No, Mazzoni's in the chat.
What's good? What's up, gentlemen? Sorry about that. You know, I spent the last
30 extra minutes now. What?
I spent the last 38 years with having a GA.
Hell yeah.
I need a GA to help me with all this technical stuff.
Let Heidi do that. Let Heidi do that. She's your GA.
No.
Hey, no. I got to dive right into your take on some stuff, football-wise, in regards to schematics. Now, and both of you guys, I want you to chime in on this one. We got to see some NFL games after you were on the show last Wednesday. We got to see Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry combination with the guy you guys know well, and Todd Monken. We all know, and listen, Todd's great. We know how good he is. But how is he going to blend this offense? How's he going to blend a guy that's 240 that needs to run downhill underneath center, get the ball A-gap to A-gap, and mesh it with a guy that has to be in the gun, in my opinion, in Lamar Jackson? How are they going to do those two things and blend it? And then give me what you would do if you were Todd Monken.
Yeah, first of all, if anybody can get it done, Todd can. Sharp guy. It's hard because Lamar's probably he is the NFL dual threat guy, right? He's got to be in space. He's got to be a guy that can move, get the ball out quick. Play the college RPO zone read type player, which you're exactly right. And then you got Derrick, who's like the Larry Zonka, right? Let's line up an eye, because by the middle of the third quarter, your DBs and your linebackers are had enough of tackling this sumbitch.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I don't want to tackle this guy anymore. And it's tough because I've had over the last 10, 12 years, all the guys I've had, from Jonathan Franklin to Paul Perkins to JJ Johnson at Arizona, right? All those guys, these are all 1,500 yard guys or plus, right? And every one of them are little quick guys, guys with just tremendous suddenness. So I think Todd's got, I think if everybody get done, I think Todd can. But you got two dynamic guys, but one's one's steak and one's fish.
Yeah. How do you blend it? If you had to go replace Todd Monken today with that roster, how are you going to blend those two things? Because if we're going to get up and talk about mesh ride with a guy that's not used to sitting and waiting on a mesh read, right? And Lamar's reading the end or the 3 tech or whatever, and this guy 240 pounds who wants to eat, like you just said, he's waiting at the mesh or hesitant. How do we blend that with a guy who's not the greatest under center passer? His back to the defense is not great. Lamar is not. So how do you do that?
I think let's go back to Chris Alt in Nevada and Pistol, right? When they had Kaepernick, and you look at what they were, where they were the pistol with the eye. Yeah, I mean, even actually, I can remember even back Norvell used to do a lot of it, right? You got to play with tight end, right? Yep. You got to have your tight end. You got to be attached. Okay. Yep. You got to create the extra gap. You got to create the extra gap on the defense. Okay. So, and then now, how do you develop the perimeter passing game? And the quick game off that is the stuff that could just get, you got to just get a little tricky. But I think that's where they got to live. That's the world they got to live in.
Josh, what did you see with Lamar and the Ravens going in against Mahomes that day one, game one, and what you saw with him and Derrick Henry?
Yeah, it's a tough one. to have to go into KC for anybody. First of all, it's like what Aaron Rodgers had to do.
Yeah, because Taylor Swift's there.
Yeah,
you got to play against Taylor Swift. Shit.
And you got the running back there for the first time, and you want to get him some touches. But I think Todd's got to stay as unpredictable as possible. I think Derrick Henry's always has been that 20 to 25 carries a game back. He might not get that amount of touches in this offense because they're so dynamic, and you got to get the ball out to the perimeter too, because you got some speed out there with Flowers and those guys. I think he's just got to, when they do run the ball, they got to be effective. They can't be, the running average per rush has got to be up from 2 to, up to around 4. And I think to stay kind of ahead of the down and distance, and then that lets Lamar do some frees him up on other downs where you don't hand the ball to Derrick Henry. So I think you got to limit his runs a little bit. They got to be better runs for the team. And then Lamar's going to have to make some throws that count when it matters, or matters when it counts. I think that's what Monken's going to have to figure out, and they're not far off. I mean, I know they were a toe away from tying that game and taking it to overtime on the road. So Baltimore's right there, and I know they're upset because they haven't been able to get over the hump, but they're not far. I think Derrick Henry's got to run the ball 10 to 12 times, 10 to 15 times a game, and they got to be really, really nice runs for them, and then they got to spread the ball out. And
that sounds crazy, right? 10 to 15 times for Derrick Henry, because we know the dynamic with Lamar. We're like, he's going to run 10 to 15 times also. So, that to me, I thought it was the worst acquisition at running back you could possibly make if you're a Baltimore Raven. That's all I thought. I didn't think it meshed well at all. I just didn't think so. I thought Dallas made more sense than Cowboys or some other team where you can run play action off of Dak Prescott, turning his back to the defense, being a much better pure passer from under center. I just think Lamar struggles under center. I just don't think you can put a square peg into a round hole at this late in the game. Noel, I don't know if Noel and Josh, you both we played a position. How are you going to take a guy that's just not a guy at that, comfortable and turn him uncomfortable?
He was the perfect fit at Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
You got just kind of got just a manager at quarterback. Make me a few throws. Let's turn around and hand it to this guy for a while. And I agree with you, JB. I agree. I thought that was like when that trade happened, I was like, wow, that's a little different.
Derrick's trying to win probably at this point in his career, and he just looked at the Ravens as a winning organization and wanted to go there, but it may not make the most sense from an actual playing style standpoint.
Yeah.
Before we transition real quick, I want to ask you guys play the position. How do you guys feel about Lamar Jackson as a quarterback in general? We understand, that he's unique. He's not your typical, drop back, throw it around 35 times, air it out, picking the defense type of guy. But he's been a big time winner in how he plays. Do you guys feel like that he's capable of getting the Ravens to that big game, getting to a Super Bowl, or with his playing style, do you think it'll never happen?
I like his playing style. I like Michael Vick's playing style, but I do think if he gets behind in games, especially by more than one score, they have to throw the football and they got to go down the field moving the chains with his arm. They can't just line up and run when you're down in the fourth quarter late. And I think when that last 5 minutes of that game, if he's down a score or more, it's going to be very difficult for the Ravens to win. So they're going to really have to power through the first 3 quarters of a football game for him to be in a position to where they don't have to change their offense a whole lot and they can do what they always do. If they get behind or they turn the ball over or something happens, and that's why it's going to be so hard for him to win them all the way through to the end, is because that's going to happen sooner or later. One of the games you're going to be behind, and you're going to be behind 10 points or something, and you got to go down the field throwing the football. And if he's able to do that, he'll win. If he's not, he's not. And I think Monk is trying to get to that stage with him and try to coach him up, because he's a great quarterback coach too, not only just a great play caller, to get him in a position to complete balls at the end of the game. And he missed on a couple throws, and that hurt him in the KC game because they were down and had to go produce on offense through the air. And I think that's where the big question mark lies.
Fucking Noel, man. He's got me wanting to put a Cope in right now. I have a dip. I'll put some Copenhagen in. I used to put some Maker's Mark in there and put it in the refrigerator. Fuck, it was unbelievable. And then I spit on the referees and they turned me in.
Hey, JB, you be over here, put one in. We jump on this whiteboard back here and start talking some ball. Yeah. Huh?
Speaking of that, this is the last week that we'll be doing it like this because from there on point on in the studio, we got DV Sport as a proud sponsor. We're the only one that allowed on YouTube to show college and NFL film without getting copyrighted. So we're going to get on the board like ESPN. Bailey, can you switch to camera 4 just to show real quick what it'll look like? No, I'll be up here on the board. This is a touch screen that you're about to see. And we'll be on the board right here writing it up. So I got whiteboard film, DV Sport, the Cowboys. We got it all.
You are getting to be big time, JB.
We're trying, man. We're trying.
He's real bougie, man. He's a bougie.
We're trying. We're gonna have the realest show on planet Earth. So look.
Hey, next thing you know, bro, is he's gonna start wearing his hat the right way. And he's really gonna. Then I'm really gonna start worrying about him.
Right here. If you can solo me, Bailey, real quick.
Hey, so let's go back to Lamar. I just want to say one quick thing on Lamar. Here's still a guy that completes 65% of his. I love that. 65% of his passes, which is solid, right? I mean, in today's offenses, I can remember when in the old days, if you were a 55% completion guy, you were like a dude, right?
Yeah, you're big time.
Now, if you're a 55% completion guy, you're getting fired, okay, because of the styles of offense. But he's still at 65%, and I mean he has them there almost every year. They're talked about as being in that group of 4 or 5 teams that could be in the Super Bowl, right? And to win it is so damn hard, right?
So
it takes a lot of other things have to fall just right. So do I think he can get him there? Absolutely, I think he can get him there. But how Todd handles the Derrick and him. I mean, I think Todd will do a good job. He'll come up with something to get them going. But you got to have a great defense. You got to have all the other pieces to get there. So yeah, I think he's still in the conversation.
Let's dive into some brass tacks. Let's get into some football. I got to ask you guys right now, why is quarterback play so bad in the NFL? There's 17 QBs through for under 200 yards. 17, no. I've never seen it to start the NFL season off under 200 yards.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, do you attest it? And I've been saying it for 4 years, Noel, but what the fuck do I know? But do you attest that to rookie starting, high school, college 7 on, the college coach no longer coaching like we used to be able to coach because he's in fear of losing a kid to the portal or a fucking NIL deal or some shit? What is it? Like, is it going back to Pop Warner High School or in college? Are we just getting the best athletes? As Noel has eloquently stated on this show years ago, you can be an athletic quarterback, but you can't be a quarterback who's only an athlete. There's a difference in those two things. Where are we at right now? Because I just think it's the greatest athletes ever playing the position, but I don't believe they're performing very well, and I don't know what it is. They don't know how to re-ID the mic. They don't know where the hots are at. They don't know who's replacing, who's, where to slide the protection. I don't see any checks at the line of scrimmage anymore like we always used to do. I just see we've dumbed down the position in a offensive-led era where you can't even hit the goddamn quarterback. So I don't know how offense is so bad right now, you guys, as far as just look at production. I think it was a stat line Smitty brought up.
Yeah.
The lowest point production in offense, total offense. And aren't we in an offensive era?
Wow. I didn't realize. I'd like to know I got to go back and look what the 17 teams are.
Yeah, I broke it down yesterday. I don't know if I broke it down on Monday's show. I broke it down, but it was basically every rookie. It was every rookie. There's 3 starters: Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams, after the fresh paint job, he threw for 92 yards. There's the 3 rookies, Noel, right there.
And here's the stat too. It was 186.9 passing yards per game, league wide, 5th fewest in a week in the last 20 years.
Wow.
Hey, one of the things that you have to think about is week 1 defenses. If a rookie quarterback, they're way ahead, and you go into week 1, it's moving a lot faster than it did in the preseason, and they got a lot more in defensively. So I think that can throw you for a real loop. I know. I remember on week 1 games that I was a part of and got to watch from the sideline as a backup quarterback. It was moving a lot faster, and I was like, whoa, this ain't like the preseason. And so I think that's one thing that the rookies are going to have to adjust to is like, you know what, this stuff's real. And then it kind of it gets faster and faster each week as you go. And then when you get to the playoffs, it's super fast because you got the best teams with the best players playing in the big game. So I think that first week of the season is a real rush for a rookie quarterback to try to play well in. I know like CJ Stroud last year was amazing what he did and the numbers he put up. And I don't know if he'll be able to even to duplicate that this year, even with the studs they brought in. We'll see, but maybe he's a real superstar. And you know, he's way up there, but most of these quarterbacks, they're not used to that kind of stuff. Bo Nix has never seen anything like he saw, you know, in a real ball game. And his life was easy when you play for good teams in college. You know, we talked about the stat last year. Only one Heisman Trophy winner has ever been elected in the NFL Hall of Fame. It's just hard. It's a different game. It's harder, and you better buckle your chin strap, and you got to be smart. That's why guys like Brady and Rivers and Breeze and Manning, they did the deal because they outsmarted people. These guys are going to have to start outsmarting people as well as just being an athlete like you're talking about.
No, I'm gonna. So I did a study when I was with the Jets, and I took I did a 10-year study, and I said, okay, what is the common denominator in a franchise quarterback, NFL quarterback, right? And I took them all. And the first thing that hit me was the number of quarterbacks drafted in the first round in that 10-year period. So this was like 2008 when I did it, right? So from 2008, 98 to 8, right? First thing that shocked me was the number of first-round draft pick quarterbacks that I didn't even freaking hardly remember their names.
Yeah.
Right? That was number one. Right. So we boiled it down and then we got to where, okay, who was it? What did John Elway, did Phillip Rivers, did Peyton Manning, did all these franchise quarterbacks, what did they have in common? Right. And the things they had in common was touchdown. The only things they had in common was touchdown interception ratio.
Yep.
Right. Was completion percentage. Right. And except for Drew Brees was height. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like 6'3" or better. All right. And the funny one, the other one was number of college games played. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All those guys from Rivers to Peyton to Elway, they all played 50 to 60. So they've been in a lot of battles, right? Now let's flash forward to us right now. First of all right, you're exactly right. Here's how I coach a quarterback now. You send him to his quarterback guru.
Yeah.
You know, the guy used to be a fireman who now says he's the best quarterback coach.
Bag of fucking shit, like Salisbury says. He's got a bag of fucking Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Chairs, all kinds of shit.
Let's run around some cones and jump over some bags and throw the ball, right?
like this.
Right.
Fucking
behind your back.
Hey, let's talk about arm slots and all this kind of stuff. Okay.
You gotta throw it. That's crazy.
Yeah. You got to throw it from down here now. All right, or you're not good. All right, and then let's put you in an offense where now the kid has had maybe 1 to 2 years of college experience. All right, and guess what we did in college with him? All right, see the wheel? If he runs right, throw it to the guy on the left. If he runs left, hand it to the back.
No shit, RPO.
I mean that's how it's like. Get the ball out quick because the hardest position to find nowadays is offensive lineman. Right,
yeah,
so you can't. You got. I mean. Josh, when he went to, I promise you, he learned. Hey, you got to recognize defense. You got to re-ID the mic. You got to check this. You got to check that. You got to if it's covered, you got to read coverages. Oh my God, they have to read coverages.
No, we used to check. We used to have checks. Hey, it is check with me. Inside zone check. All right, go find the 3 technique. Quarterback, run the ball at the 3 technique. We're gonna run inside zone to the 3 this week, and they can't do it now. They don't even know what the fucking 3 technique is.
Right. And you know what? I've been doing high school ball. They're not taught that in high school because of 7-on-7, right? You know, and then there's one last factor I think that's big. I can remember, 10 years ago, all right, as a quarterback, you saw cover 2, cover 3, 1 free, and a pressure, right?
Yep.
The defenses have also evolved.
Yep.
Okay. You watch, I put film on to watch defenses, man. There's like why they can't do that because it's not because they're giving up gaps or giving up zones and stuff, but they don't give a shit, right?
Nope.
They're bringing guys and they're rolling coverages and they're spinning into nickels and all this kind of stuff. A college guy's not ready to deal with that. That's my opinion.
And is it because are they under 3, 4? Not to cut you out, Josh. They're 3 and 4 philosophies in college. These guys, they're going to 3 and 4 different ideologies and philosophies.
Oh, because they're transferring so much. Yeah,
transferring so much, and each one has a new card, right? That's how they call the fucking offense. There's no calling it in and running it in the huddle. So these guys are coming off. Stephen A. Smith is fucking outside zone today at Georgia, and Noel Mazzoni's inside zone over here at Alabama. And then they go to the NFL, and they're hearing a call that we all know is super, super lengthy in verbiage. And now they got to get to the line of scrimmage before the play clock. And now they got to sit there and go, oh, shit. That's
a learning curve.
Yeah.
I mean, you take a guy like Brett Favre. He showed up at the Jets in 08 with us, right? For 18 years, he ran the West Coast offense, same offense. He could throw flanker drive from his shower, right, with the shower curtain closed. He knew exactly where to throw the ball. All right. 18 years he ran the same offense.
No question. No question. Go ahead, Josh.
I think one of the things is we start rookie quarterbacks too early. It's like giving out the jobs like candy, and it used to not be like that. You'd have to come in and at least sit and watch a few games, 8 games, maybe a full season or 2 before you get to start and nod. We're throwing these guys out there to the wolves and like in a less sophisticated type of offense where they don't understand it all. I could remember Bruce Arians not wanting to give us wristbands because he wanted us to know everything that was going on. He didn't want to rely on a wristband on play calling. He wanted us to know those plays like we could we could recite those plays so well. And so Holmgren, I played for Holmgren the same way. He wasn't giving out wristbands to the quarterbacks, and I'd beg for one. I'd be like, I love a wristband because I don't want to have to overthink. I want to be like Favre. I want to be able to play. I want to show my athletic ability. I don't want to have to be thinking the whole time like I'm taking a test. And those play calls are long, right? Now those play calls aren't nothing like Gruden and Holmgren and the West Coast offense. They've manipulated all that down and dumbed it down now to where it's easy for these guys to start right out of the gate and at least have some success. I mean, I know Caleb Williams didn't have a lot of success, but he was able to get through that game, and that would have been very difficult for a rookie quarterback to start right out of the gate 10 years ago or 20 years ago in the Elway era. And I think Pete Carroll, there's a video on social that y'all need to check out. You might have seen it, JB. He came out talking about the quarterback and all that's demanded of a quarterback and all the traits that he needs to have. He did it this week, and it's fun to watch. So maybe we could bring that up next week because there's a lot to it.
Hey, Josh, PA wouldn't hand out wristbands because there'd be too many Captain Morgan stains on the sheet. You wouldn't be able to read the writing.
No. If we dumbed it down and catered to the player, is it player empowerment 101 right now? And that's probably why old guys like yourself and myself, not old, but aren't coaching because we just.
No, I'm old.
Nah, you ain't fucking old. We demanded. You either shit or get out the pot back in the day, right? You learned the system, or the next guy was going to take your system, even though he wasn't as talented as you, because he fucking knew the plays, he knew the system, knew to get the checks in, and did what the coach asked him to do. Now we're dumbing shit down and paying more money. It don't fucking make sense to me.
Yeah. Those guys.
Right. Y'all were asking if you're going to a break, go to a break, but y'all are asking about Lamar Jackson. My question is, can Dak Prescott, who just got another big contract, can he take the Cowboys all the way? No. They got the Saints this week who look hot.
We're gonna roll with you. We're gonna roll with you for another 15 if you're okay with it.
Let's do it.
Let me ask you guys. First of all, I got one question. I know Smitty's got a shitload over here written down on his laptop over here while he's on OnlyFans. But listen, I gotta ask you, where are we at? Where are we at with preseason football? How big of a determinant is it that we're seeing quarterback play struggle and we're not playing any preseason football games and expect to see greatness? It just is asinine to me. Like we used to play, Josh. We fucking play Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. They played 4 preseason games. We've eliminated preseason games.
Patrick Mahomes.
We keep catering to these guys. At what point do we say, all right, fuck, enough is enough? Don't pay him $200 million then, because Deshaun Watson looks fucking horrible. Yeah. And I don't know if it's a mental. We know it's a mental thing with him and all that other shit's going on off the field. But I'm just trying to figure out, what are we doing? I don't like paying guys after one successful year. I want to see multiple consecutive. I want to see some consistency. I would not have paid Jordan Love. I love Jordan to death. But look, not knock on wood that he got hurt. Hopefully he'll be back soon. But this is why, though. And he wasn't looking great early in that game. I'm just going to be honest. And he just got paid. I don't think 1 year is enough for me to pay you. And that's what we're seeing at all-time high. But just answer the first question for me, both of you guys. Preseason football, where you see it, what do you see out of it? And is it determining how bad quarterback play is?
Well, I'll take it first. I think you have to be able to gel with your.
Hold on, we lost you.
Josh, we lost you.
Josh, can you hear us? We can't hear you.
We lost your voice.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You back.
I'm getting calls left and right. I just think you have to spend time on the field with the guys that you're going to be playing with on Sunday in game action against defense that's not normally yours. And that's, a practice session. I think you have to go through playing against a different defensive coordinator. Those 4 games are very critical for everybody on the team, for you to understand where you're at as an offensive unit, for you to understand the depth of your team, the 6th receiver, the 7th receiver. When they come in the game, what can you expect out of that guy? Can he get open versus press? Can he do this or that? And I think that's what preseason has always allowed these quarterbacks a chance to maybe not only gel with the Jerry Rices or the John Taylors, but the 3rd and 4th, 5th receiver, so that when you go into action on Sunday and those guys have to come in and replace your Jerry Rices, you know what they can do. And so that probably hurts an offense too, when you don't really know who you got out there with you early on in the season until you figure out, what these guys can and can't do and your backups can do, because they're on the field. Even in the first game, in the second quarter, they're on the field, and you're going to have to rely on some of those guys that you're not used to. So getting accustomed to the depth of your team as a quarterback so big.
Yeah, so hey, JB, I think Perez is full of shit, JB, because you're a hell lot sharper than he says you are. Right? Because nobody thinks
right now, fucking jerking off.
Nobody thinks about that. But that'd be like me saying I'm at Texas A&M, but I'm not going to play my starter against Utah State and Prairie View because we got Alabama the 3rd week, right?
Right.
So there's a couple reasons, right? Number one is the CBA. Now OTA, remember, camps. There's a rule now where the guys can't even go in the building. They can't even go in the weight room for a month, right? So they're limited on their time, the me-to-you factor of a receiver and a quarterback, and getting now you go drive by Parks or by hopefully one day Josh's new facility, and you got NFL quarterbacks. I was at UCLA. And we'd be in spring ball, and over the fence, Tom Brady, Edelman, Gronk, all those guys would jump over the fence when we got done with practice at our practice fields and come up there and throw on our fields because they couldn't go to their own facility. You got that. Preseason games, none of the players want to play in them. They play 18, could be 20 games. So the owners are just doing the preseason games because they didn't want the money. At the end of the day, bro, as we all know, life comes about the money. Right?
Yeah.
To them. They got franchises worth billions and billions of dollars, and they like to make the money. So they're just throwing guys out there,
Right.
The TV, they get the TV money, they get the, all that type of stuff. So you're right. There isn't that grind of a exactly what Josh says of a quarterback and his receivers being and spending time together and getting all that me-to-you stuff that should happen there. And then you're a rookie. So that even sets you farther back. And now you got to be the starter because I just paid you $20 million. All right. Or all the fans are yelling at me because why aren't you starting Caleb? Why? Hey, everybody's yelling. Why is Penix why would Redskins take Penix? Right.
Falcons. Yeah. So he could sit on the bench. No, we're paying this guy money. They want to see these guys play.
Yeah. You can see, like in the Rams game, right? You see Cooper Kupp and Stafford. They spend so much time together. You can see what they have between themselves. It's like with Edelman and Brady. We've seen it through the years with some of these greats, but it's because they've spent the time. And when you watch a game like that, when you know it's 3rd and 7, and you got Cup is going to get open versus press versus man versus zone, he understands. Stafford and him are on the same page. When you get that, it's pretty nasty, right? And you can complete a lot of balls, and now that completion percentage goes from 55 to 65 or 70%, even in 3rd and long situations, because you can count on certain guys, right? And when you get that going, it's pretty lethal, even at the highest level with the highest level of defenses, like the Detroit Lions. Cooper Kupp caught a dozen passes. It was awesome to watch.
Hey, Josh. Sorry. Hey, real quick. Speaking of, hey, Josh, I was just gonna say, just fucking with Noel. If Noel was calling that shit, all these fucking Chevron Exxon, just fucking call it to fucking Stafford. Just call it all day.
I just want you to know, everybody gets in 2 back. Okay, I just want you to know, everybody gets in 2 back and motions the back out, and it goes fast motion and runs the ball and throws it to him. I just want you to know I invented that shit.
Hey, I took your 20 personnel motion out. By the way, Noah was the first one running RPO out of 20 into 10. And if the backer chased the back, they fucking handed it. If he stayed, they threw that bitch. Nobody else was doing it. I never saw it. Noel is the inventor. Smitty, go ahead.
Being devil's advocate real quick on the previous conversation, talking about the preseason. In college, we've never played preseason games. We go out there, we have camp, we practice all together in the summer, and we go out there and play. Why is it such a big deal at the next level to play preseason when we never have done that prior to getting to the NFL?
Can I answer before you guys? Because he's making the point I was going to ask you guys. Noel just said they played so many college games and battled in war and had wars. Peyton Manning played 4 seasons, and then T. Martin replaced him and won a natty and finally beat Florida. And we saw all these quarterbacks play so many games. What do we see now, Smitty? Bowl game sit-outs. I don't want to play in college. Caleb Williams didn't even play his last fucking bowl game. The other kid came in, threw 6 touchdowns, broke a record.
But he still played 3 seasons prior to that, though. So I can't negate all of the games.
But
they
then
played
you sit out meaningful late games that are going to simulate more of a pressure environment, in my opinion, like a bowl game would, as far as an NFL game. And then you miss preseason. So really go back. How much rigor did you develop? How much callous have you developed? If you miss a bowl game, then you missed your 2 preseason or 3 preseason games, and then you expect to go right into an NFL game 1 and act like it's fucking JV football. Blows my mind. But go ahead, Smitty. I'm sorry. He wanted to ask that question. So
I think it comes down to the money. I mean, health and money, right? I mean, you worry about these guys being there available on Sunday because that's what the fans want to see. It's the product on the field. You don't want to lose these guys to injury. And I take you guys' position, I think, on this. I want my guys playing in the preseason, but also if I've got a Aaron Rodgers or Matt Stafford who's played a long time, everybody's different. You got to treat pros like a little bit like, it's pro, right? So it's like those guys, they don't necessarily have to play as much preseason snaps as you do the young kids, but a guy like Caleb Williams or even Derek Purdy, who's only been in the league a year or two. Not Derek Purdy, Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy,
yeah, been in the league a couple years. Those guys need to play snaps just because they're young, man, and they need to get acclimated again to live football. And I don't care how good Purdy's been, and how good of an offense he's been in. The young guys need that time, that work, and I think that's where we give the young kids the time off now, like we do the veterans, and I think that's where changed a little bit of that too, but it's because you don't want to get these guys hurt in the seasons long. I get it, and the money that these guys are making, especially right out of the draft, is still way, way up there. And so, guys like Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, they need a lot more work, especially facing defenses when they got to throw the football, and that's where you're going to see them struggle their rookie year and the second year. Usually is when they have to throw the football.
Yeah, and then it's a double-edged sword, right, Josh? Because okay, I agree with you. If you're a rookie quarterback, you should play in four preseason games, right?
All of them.
But I'm sitting there going, but now wait a minute, though. The left tackle is a free agent.
Yeah.
Right? Just a
you don't want to throw him
guy.
out there with the Wolves.
Yeah, and I got a receiver that won't make the club, but he's a legs guy, who really are just taking the reps to rest my starters, my vets, because I don't want to put too much mileage on those guys. So it's kind of a, it's something you got to juggle.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it blows my mind because we don't hit no more. We don't touch the quarterback. We don't practice and hit in practice. We don't do Oklahoma drills. We don't have 2-a-days. We don't have 3-a-days. We limit them in hours, 20-hour work weeks or whatever you guys went to, Noel, at UCLA, I think that year. For coaches, players, I don't understand, but we got more injuries than we've ever had before. Make it make sense. That's what I don't understand. Like, and then the NFL, it's all about safety. Well, let's go to fucking Brazil, though. Hey, no, let me ask you something real quick. Billy Napier, and I want to ask you and Josh, because Josh and you dropped this last week on the show. It said I guarantee that Florida goes with Lagway. We started the show off while Noel was getting technically sound over there and getting his GA on it. What's going on in Gainesville? Because apparently now Billy Napier has come out and said that both of Graham Mertz and DJ Lagway is going to play. It screams that I'm just not a leader, man. I like Billy. I don't know if he got to stand on some business at some point and say, you know what, I'm going to die on the sword or live on the sword. He's kind of playing a gray area, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's on the fence a little bit with that one. You know who the most talented kid is, and that's DJ Lagway. He's going to be a real pro. The other guy is an experienced guy, but every time, you know, the last year he got hurt as well, which was not good for the Florida Gators offense. Mertz got hurt, but I think you got to go with the kid that just threw for 456 yards. I don't care if he's a freshman or not. You got to go with the kid that's throwing through the rock and has some momentum behind him. You ride momentum as a franchise, and that's college sports, high school sports. It doesn't matter. You got to ride the hot hand. I've been in a lot of situations where I've seen that, where maybe he wasn't the better quarterback in practice every day, but he had the hot hand and coach went with him. Saban did that with Tua in the national championship. He thought Tua would have the hot hand, and Jalen Hurts, wasn't moving the football. Next thing you know, Alabama wins a national championship over Georgia. You got to go ride the guy with the hot hand until he's not hot anymore, and then maybe go back to Graham. You got to ride.
Hey, to piggyback.
You got to. Here's what disappoints me, right? If I'm on the bubble, my job's on the bubble, and I got a talented freshman guy, okay, the day he's on campus, I'm making him the starter because I know the fans will, and the AD and the head guy go, hey, he's a freshman, man. He's going to be, look at what the future is going to look like. My guy if he'd have done that the first game, throwing for 456, all right, now he's a job saver. Or now maybe I only got to win 7 instead of 9, all right? Because I can build around what's coming down the road.
It buys you time, kind of, right? As a coach,
100% wouldn't juggle them. You got to shit or get off the pot.
Well, let me ask you. Let me prove Pat Perez wrong again and show you how smart I am. Let me ask you something though. I got an interesting take to your point you just made and to Josh's point. But Billy Napier gets fired. Let's just agree to say he's going to get fired. And you know damn well now in this era, Noel, and you were coaching at the end of it, that kid's getting thrown $2 million, $5 million, $8 million by Alabama, Georgia, and everybody else. Yep. And again, now we're going to give him another reason why quarterback play is not good, because he's going to transfer and go to another system and take a step back, even though he's super uber talented. Now he's in another system, a new weight room ideology, a new diet philosophy, a new pass protection, a new system. We're going to see that, and it's coming to fruition more and more and more. That is my big takeaway, though. So play him. Go ahead and play him as a freshman, but you know damn well he's leaving.
I know.
Because I'm playing. I don't know.
Hey, JB, what to your other point? I think about the kid at Gabriel, the kid at Oregon.
Yeah. Dylan Gabriel,
we talk about here's a kid that's played a lot of football now, all right? And he's completing 40 of 41 for 180 yards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Chip shots. Just little.
It's fucking dink and dunk. It's fucking.
Okay. So where's the days where you had to take a 7-step drop, climb the pocket,
big route,
right, and drive the 18-yard comeback route in there?
Or throw a fucking dig and cover 3 outside backer corner drop. Throw the dig route. I don't see Patrick Mahomes throwing the dig route. I don't see the NFL quarterback throwing dig route or in cuts besides Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's the best in cut thrower in the NFL. It's crazy to me.
Are coaches today lazy? Let's get to brass tacks. Are coaches today lazy, or are the players not capable of making these throws like you guys once did? What
They're
side
not
are we
high
on?
percentage throws. That's why they don't trust the kids to make high percentage throws anymore, and they don't do it in practice enough to believe that they can do it in the game. Kurt Warner was a great in route thrower, but he just had a
Dilfer, Trent Green was great at it.
Yeah, Shanahan feels comfortable with it. I think. Elway was a great in thrower, a big time guy. But you're talking about one of the best to ever play the game. I think going back to Lagway, Ole Miss, they lose freaking Napier. They're going to hire a guy like Lane Kiffin, and Lagway might stay right where he's at. So I think that might be a possibility.
Or Josh, Jason Dart's going to bounce out, and Lane's going to go, I'm paying that guy, and Lagway's going to be playing for Lane.
Exactly. So either way.
Hey, guys, it's going to be the best Wednesday episode. We're going to get on the board here with DV Sport, and we're going to get it. I'm going to try to get it to both of you guys as well on your own laptop or whatever I can do, and then that way we can all be on it. But you'll be able to see everything here with our faces, and I got the Cowboy, and Noel can get up there and do all those things. Josh, if you're in town tomorrow, let us know. Noel's in Scottsdale living life, and he's got just cocktails.
He already got a pool in the back, water slide, girls, dogs. He got it all. Loan me some money, please.
Ask Booty. He knows he stays here 6 months out of the year.
Hey, Josh, get out of Frisco.
JB,
Hey, Josh,
I had to build a whole casita for Josh because he's here so much.
hey, Pat built me one at his house, so fuck it.
Well, hey, Coach, invite me over there. Let's have a drink and a burger.
Yes.
I thought you're coming out. Hey, JB, I thought you're coming out here soon.
He's always lying. Don't listen to nothing he says.
He's back. They're back, and then I'll be there next week.
I'll be there next week, Scottsdale.
I'll be there next week.
I'll be there on the weekend, though, because I'll be back here for the show, but I'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'm going to drive out there Saturday, meet JB.
So I'll come. I'm going to pull up on Noel's house. I'm not even going to tell Noel I'm in town. Fuck it.
Hey, JB, you got to come to my football game Friday night.
Okay, where is it?
Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Come on, hey, you can call a couple call X. That's all you got to do is you can call the game. We just say Exxon, Chevron, or Frisco. That's all you got to say.
Or Slapdick. Hey, I might do that. Seriously. I might do that because I got to go to Weddle. I got to go to one of Weddle's games. Weddle's 3-0. Eric Weddle's the head coach out here in San Diego. I talked to him. I'll probably go to his next week because I told him I'm going to Arizona. So maybe I do pop up on you. I went to Urlacher's son's game last year out there.
Hey, you know who else is out there? You remember Nick Barnett?
Yeah.
He's a head coach down there around Weddle someplace.
Oh, that's right. He's in La Jolla or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a head coach down there.
Really? Damn. Well, hey, everybody's hyped up on this segment, man. I appreciate you guys taking the time. Josh, get out of Frisco safe because that shit's a shithole. And then Noel, I'll see you next week, Noel.
Hi, brother.
Thanks.
Hi, guys.
Later. Appreciate you. Noel and Josh Booty.
Man. Great breakdown.
Yeah, we get the best. Once we get on the board with those two, there'll be no show like it. I'm just throwing that out there right now. We got 1,200 people on YouTube. We got 6,200 on Twitter. Oh, actually, 70-something.
We got almost 10 racks in here right now. People watching us and supporting us, man, on a Wednesday, which is usually our slow day.
Yeah,
so
man.
Shout out to y'all. Jimmy, you notice how I invited myself and then none of y'all responded. Everybody in the chat said, it's an all-white party. Like literally nobody, you, Mr. Booty, nobody responded. So I don't know what that means.
We got a special guest.
Breaking news.
You don't even know about.
That's my brother.
You don't even know him.
Yes, I do. Ask him when he goes.
Coach Fred, man, he's a great friend of mine. He's a staple of Alcorn State University. Yep. Been there a long time. Coach Frederick, he's assistant head coach at Alcorn State right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to bring something. And I have an interesting question for him. And he's going to bring some great insight and what's going on right now, HBCU and all things real. Coach Fred,
man. How you doing, my brother? Long time no see.
What's up? I'm good. What's up? What's happening? How y'all living?
Can you turn your phone sideways?
I should know. Yeah. I should know that.
You run a podcast. You run a podcast, Coach.
Yeah, I should know that. I should know that. That's my bad. I should know that. What's happening?
Hey, players mess up. It's good.
Man,
we blessed.
We good. Hey, I appreciate you giving the love, showing the love, man. What's your take right now, HBCU? What's the state of HBCU football right now? So one of my former young kids is coaching with them.
Yeah.
Ryan Booth, only white boy there. Ryan married a sister, by the way. Nobody ever saw it. Nobody saw it coming. By the way,
as he should.
By the way, he's from Naptown.
Oh, yeah.
He's from Indianapolis. He's from Indiana.
That's not town.
He's from Indiana. No, I mean
Indiana.
sorry. He's from Indiana.
Okay.
He's from Indiana.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
How's Boo's doing? How's Boo's doing? Are you in the office right now?
Nah, I just left. We just got off the field, actually.
Okay.
So I went in. It's raining. Got off and came over, get set for you guys.
Got you. Listen, I've been on your show. We talked about Deion and the state of what's going on. A lot of people hated Deion for leaving the HBCU. We broke it down on your show with one of Deion's former players, teammates at Florida State. Is Deion was Coach right when he went at Deion when they got into that little spat on the field about Deion being HBCU? He said, Deion, you ain't HBCU, and he left. Was he warranted in that or not?
From his standpoint, from what he was saying, Deion's not an alumni. I get it. And then from Deion's standpoint, from what he brought to the table financially, in way of sponsors, things like that, he was like, I am, so. It just depends on how you look at it, but it didn't help his case when a couple months later, I holler at y'all. You know what I mean? After you had stood on the table, and screamed from the mountaintops that you were here as a savior and that kind of thing. It didn't help the cause. It didn't help the look. But again, if you're gonna pay me $1 million to go here and I'm only making 200 here. I mean, it becomes business there, even though people say it's not business, and you guys understand.
And
It's always business.
Flip it before Smitty asks you a question. Flip it to Ed Reed. So Ed Reed gets into it. He's got a bunch of issues. He shows kind of some social media clips, and I've been there, done that. Messy. I actually looked at it and laughed because Fred, me, JUCO. I wish my facilities was that fucking nice, but. Where you at with him, with Ed, and then him hopping over with Deion, helping him out? Obviously, they're boys. Where you at with that situation? And is that the norm at the HBCU, what Ed Reed showed, or is the norm just not that, and people just hyped it up?
That's not the norm. We have a beautiful campus here, man. Now, is it exactly the same as Ole Miss campus, which is up the street from us? No. But, we have a beautiful campus. The Ed Reed situation was blown out of proportion, Coach, and for yourself, man, the worst thing around this type of business, because the university is a business, is embarrassment. And that's what happened. He embarrassed them on social media and probably made a situation that could have been, fixed into a media storm. If you remember when that happened, there was news trucks. They were banning people. They weren't letting people on campus down there cooking. You had to have a special invite to get on campus during that time because everybody was making that such a story. So the embarrassment, not the truth, the embarrassment is what got Ed ran out of there, basically. And for him to go to Colorado, he says he wants to coach. So I think, for him, that opportunity to, I don't want to say hitch his wagon because he is Ed Reed, but to hitch his wagon to Prime, I think that's going to give him an avenue because somebody's going to take a chance on him just because of what he can bring, just like Prime,
Yeah, Coach, I want to ask you this going back to Prime. Obviously, we know you mentioned the attention he brought while he was coaching at the HBCU level. And now, today I feel like we're seeing more HBCU football games on like ESPN and the network. Would you say that Deion is the reason for that, or how big of a role would you say Deion played in just the attention that HBCUs are getting now?
I think he froze.
Oh shoot! I thought I pissed him off.
I think he froze, Bailey.
Coach Fred.
He'll call back in. I disagree with D Jones in the chat. Grambling Southern game was a staple on ESPN since I was a little kid.
Always that game. That specific game, yeah.
Always been a staple game, and they've always had HBCU games, the HBCU national title game. Then
we got the classic in Indianapolis.
The ESPN added all these channels: ESPN 2, ESPN the Ocho, fucking 18, all these things, and then. I don't believe Deion is the fucking reason why HBCU's on TV, by the way. So, I mean, they've been showcasing step shows from those institutions like Southern and Grambling on ESPN. So I don't know. D Jones, you reaching like a motherfucker. Is he back?
Deion did bring more attention.
Fucking Coach Robinson at Grambling brought attention.
There were more like prime time games.
But Eddie Robinson, all-time winning coach, Eddie Robinson,
legend, of course.
He was on ESPN since I was a little kid. Like, you back?
Yeah. I guess that was me. My bad. But to answer your question, Smith, you know, I don't think so. We were on TV before then. I just think it magnified it. Now some of the stuff, College Game Day, definitely that was all him, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But just the games on television, on networks, on all the ESPNs, you know, that was there before he got here. I just think he brought more of a light to it, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. I definitely understand that. Let me transition. Obviously, you're still, you know, active coach right now. I know on this show we always just talk about the landscape of college football in general. Just a different era, different type of players. Obviously, you got the transfer portal going on. You got just like, you know, players getting paid, NIL. Do you feel like, I guess, how is the landscape of just college football from your lens? Has it been a big change from maybe when you first started coaching, or even when you were playing compared to now? And if so, like, what are some of those major things that you're seeing from your lens?
It's definitely a change, a noticeable change. You know, just speaking from our sector, you know, we are now the junior college sector. We're now the JUCO. You know, we get guys in, and we lost guys this year to other programs, Western Kentucky, you know, Abilene, Southern Miss, you know, things like that, because those people now have staffs, they now have analysts that do nothing but watch 1AA football. And Big Smitty, JB balling out at Little Old Alcorn, and they got 2 years left. Hey, let's go get them. You know, somebody's now in your inbox that's with the collective or something like that, saying, hey, we can offer you this. And it's a bunch of hired guns, so to speak, now. You know, there used to be a time when, and Coach, you know this, man, there used to be a time you go to JC's and you try to get a guy out of there, and, you know, with 2 years, you're hoping you can get him that semester. Now for us, the route is junior college, because the high school kids are now going junior college because they can't get those offers anymore. And now we can go get a junior college kid with 3 years, and we can hope to have him for at least 2 of those 3. And if he's worth, you know, what we thought he was worth, it's going to be hell for us to hold on to him, because, you know, he's just going to get picked by the group of 5 or whatever you want to call it. And, you know, that's another fight that we're dealing with, you know.
So it sounds like you're saying that it's a lot harder to recruit and retain today than it was back in the days.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
Ain't no retention.
Ain't no doubt. Yeah. You know, we lost a starting safety after spring ball to the University of Louisville. You know, those are things that are real now that wasn't real. You know, and, you know, the kids, they don't understand that, you know, you're probably going there as a backup from the jump. You know, those are depth guys. And now you use your senior year and you're just sitting behind somebody when you had the opportunity to stay where you were, play, get yourself noticed, you know, and if it's in your cards, it's in the cards for you to go on. But you pretty much killed that by going on somewhere else and sitting behind somebody just to say, hey, I'm at University of Memphis or whatever it is, you know.
Hey, Fred, you still you recruit in JUCO. You're one of the best JUCO recruiters in the country. People don't know, because you're at an HBCU, maybe at Alcorn. People don't know. They only see the guys that are making $5 million and the Dan Lannings that get their DC job that's known as the recruiter to get a head job at the Power 5. So people only know those guys. They don't really know the grinders like yourself. Let me ask you, to me and everything that I know, JUCO has imploded. It's not the same as it was. Obviously, the talent is as disintegrated because of the portal, because a lot of high school kids that get turned down by the Power 5 school, that even though they're a qualifier academically, they don't go D1, so they'll sit out. They won't go JUCO, which JUCO used to be the transfer portal. Now you're just saying the HBCU is the transfer portal, which totally makes sense. So even y'all are replacing JUCO. JUCO has to be now getting really close to being hard to keep kept open, no?
Oh, ain't no doubt. And then, you know, a lot of those leagues have went to where it's unlimited. You know, the league that you used to coach in, you could start me week 1 and not play me anymore. And start somebody else, you know, constantly. So it's like an NFL roster, like, you know, that league, you're managing your players now. You know, they always want you to have at least 100 kids, you know, for that money, you know, for that dorm. So now you've got 100 kids from all walks of life fighting for game tape, fighting for practice tape. And, you know, it's just one of those deals now where you've really got to be selective of who you're recruiting because those guys want their job as well. So they're bringing kids from all over. And, you know, you just don't know anymore like you used to back when, you know, we were in it. You know, you get that list today and you go out there and recruit your off week, that kid may not be there no more, you know, for one reason or another. So it has changed. It's definitely changed.
It's crazy because Fort Scott, the home of some, so you guys all know in this chat, Levante David, Jason Pierre-Paul, they played Cam Newton in a JUCO national title against my nemesis, Jeff Sims. Jeff Sims was the head coach at Fort Scott that day. They played Blinn, where Cam Newton beat them late in the game to win the national junior college championship. Fort Scott folded. So I gave you that history lesson because Fort Scott folded 2 years ago. L.A. Harbor Junior College is a notorious Los Angeles junior college in the South Bay area in Southern California. Sent tons of kids everywhere. Folded 2 years ago. We're losing junior colleges that people don't really care about. There's 72 playing junior colleges in the state of California. Now there's, I think, down to 69. It used to be 72. 36 down south, 36 up north. The best from the south would play the best from the north. In the national JUCO scale, the Jayhawk, where I was at, the Mississippis, and the Texas, they all play for what's called the national championship. California is excluded. So I'm just giving you guys, because California is so big, it's its own entity in junior college. We have more junior colleges that play football in California than the rest of the country combined. So I'm giving you guys this lesson to tell you. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm giving you this history lesson because junior college is imploding. California doesn't allow out-of-staters to come get a student loan. So out-of-staters paying out-of-state tuition, very hard to come to California, plus the money. Ask Smitty what it costs out here. So then you have the money for getting an out-of-stater. Then you go national JUCO. You get scholarships, but you only get so many. And you got a lot of coaches lie to kids to get 200 kids into camp, put them in a dorm room to get paid for the school just to get that guy a check. I would never do it. I couldn't do it to kids. And I'm sitting there like, how do you lie to these kids and knowing there's only 22 roster spots? Like, how you going to bring in 200 out-of-state kids?
For 22 spots.
You know, the cool part, Fred, the cool part is I used to talk shit to these coaches, and that's why they hated me. How you going to recruit Lakeland, Florida, after you just told their head coach you're taking care of their baby, and you over-recruit and bring 200 motherfuckers only to send them back and do them wrong and get them a bill? Now they owe a bill. Their clock started academically. You know, Fred, you know me, I wouldn't do that to kids. And that's why it was crazy why they hated me, because then I still beat that ass and out-recruited them, and I still didn't lie to the kids. But anyway, what do we know? I got to ask you, Fred. Go ahead, Fred. I got to transition real quick, and I know Smitty and I can all dive, but we've been beating this to a dead horse. But I have to ask you this question because you and I are cut from the same cloth, and we look after the babies first. I know, and I don't even know if this is true, but I know you probably have had a conversation with your kids by now, and your players in particular, after we witnessed a horrible incident with Tyreek Hill. Have you and your coaching staff addressed your players? Because every time over the years, anytime we see a national news story, we go and hit. I know Big Smitty played at Ball State, and I know if something happened in the news, coaches probably brought you in and said, listen, we don't need no incidents. We don't need this. We don't need that. Have you talked to your players and addressed the Tyreek Hill situation? I've seen some NBA players come out and actually say, I couldn't do that. I can't teach my kid to do this and act this way. I thought it was a eye-opener. And then you see a lot of mainstream media say the other way and defend Tyreek. Where are you at with it, and what have you done in regards to kind of preventative measures with your players that you see every day that are obviously a lot of black, young African-American kids in a world where we know cops usually are in favor. We've always looked at like, okay, we got to be on pins and needles when cop pull us over. Where are you at with your kids and teaching that lesson?
Well, Coach Thomas, the head coach, does a good job of being the reality figure in the room. And we talked about this with the kids. And at the beginning of the year, Coach, actually, we brought in a state trooper to talk to the team about those things. And it was, at the beginning of the year, hey, you get stopped. Rather it was a black and mild or whatever in your car, they smell it, those types of things, trying to avoid those. So when we get to this point, and I enjoyed the show, I love listening to you guys. I keep trying to come on your umbrella, but that's a whole other story. But I wanted to get to Smitty so bad because I'm like, from the uncle to the nephew, like you can't have that mindset when we're talking about this strictly because of the climate in which we live. Right, wrong, or indifferent. But I got to say that, we talked about it. It was amazing that a lot of those kids thought that Tyreek was right. And we had to stop the buck right there and was like, hey, look, y'all are saying this because he's the cheetah. But the cheetah was dead A wrong, in that situation, which brought me to Big Smitty. And I'm like, yo, Smith, man, you can't roll like that in Indiana, bro. Because at the end of the day, when you, I don't care if you're in Lakeland, Florida, Tampa, Florida, you get to 100 miles an hour, they can take you to jail automatically, no question, right? And as we're telling those kids, there's no law saying you got to be nice, yes sir, no sir. But in that instance, Tyreek could have handled that completely different because he's Tyreek Hill. Y'all are right. He's Tyreek Hill. Hey, you're in the wrong. Let the window down. Hey, officer, I'm sorry. It's me. I was late for the game. Hey, it's squash. But instead, we go the other route. And the thing that we pointed out to our kids that they need to understand and that he needs to understand, when he let that window back up, man, had they drawn down on him, they would have been perfectly within the right of it, because they don't know what's going on behind that 0-10, right? At the end of the day, and I know Smitty's argument was that he's Tyreek Hill, he's not going to do that. But you can't say that because a few years back, if you remember Smitty, and I don't want to, use his name, but just the incident when the player rolled into Kansas City Chiefs stadium, pulled it out. Coach didn't know what was going on. Killed himself right there. Who knows what's going on? You're flying down a blocked off street over 100 miles an hour. You let that thing up, man. Now that thing goes to a whole nother situation. So, we want to talk to our kids about de-escalating, not escalating. And that's what, we talked about with them,
I got to jump in. Yeah. So I don't disagree with nothing you just said. I just want to add a little bit of clarity to my full statement. First of all,
your full rant.
My full rant. You're right. I'm from Indiana. Trust me. We don't play around with cops. Cops, I done got put over multiple times. As a young black man, I've been taught from the get-go, when I get pulled over, it's yes, sir, no, sir. It don't matter if they being smart-ass with me. It don't matter what they're saying. I'm right here. I'm doing everything they said. So I agree 1,000% that Tyreek could have de-escalated the situation. My only argument is that two things can be true. JB hates when I say that all the time, but in this situation, I think it's the perfect thing to say. Two things can be true. He could have de-escalated it, but he also, in my strong, honest opinion, did not do enough to warrant them throwing them on the ground twice and then one officer kicking him while he was on the ground, while he's handcuffed. Now, listen, if we're going to make the argument that the first throwdown was because he rolled the window up, you know what? I'll give that to you because you're right. We don't know what he has. It don't matter that he's a block away from the stadium, that he's Tyreek Hill. He could be going through something mentally. You're absolutely right. So, cool. Take him out the car. You throw him down the first time you handcuff him. They stand him back up. And then for whatever reason, they ran to him and they threw him back on the ground again. And there's another clip where another officer came over there and they kicked him. That's on tape. So all I'm saying is, you're right. He should have de-escalated the situation, because if he would have, we're assuming that if he would have just stayed cooperative, rolled the window down, talked with a calm and cool demeanor, that it wouldn't have went that way. But my question for you, Coach, is this. Why do we have to be perfect when the cops pull us over? I don't know where you're from and like your upbringing, stuff like that, but we all understand that we're not all made and wired the same. I'm able to stay calm and cool and calm my emotions down in that environment. Everybody's not like that. We're all human beings with different emotions, different issues, different personalities, different experiences. So in the event that someone else, maybe someone who talks back a little bit more or a little bit more nervous or anxiety or whatever the case may be, that should not warrant them being treated in a manner that we saw the other day. That's all I'm saying. So two things can be true. He can be better, but we got to also say the cops can be better. And I just don't like the argument that we're focusing strictly on Tyreek Hill, because it comes off as if we're giving the cops a pass.
No, I'm from Florida, from Tampa, Florida, Polk County, that area there. But what, to answer your deal, I'm not saying, and I like that saying, two things can be true. I'm not saying that kicking him when he was down was warranted. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, how did we get there, right? How did we get there? And we got there because, Smitty, I need you to just agree.
Yeah, I got you.
Rolling the window up after you've given your license, that's
not smart. I told you I would never do that.
As they're coming up, we all know.
Yeah.
As they're approaching, we all know we all know what the deal is. You get stopped, they come up. If you don't have it down, once they get there or close enough, you let it down, and then you go from there, right? Yep. Now, the other thing that I feel like with our kids, and I kind of think with you as well, is because he's the cheater. We're looking at this different.
I know you don't know me that well. I right-handed the guy. I couldn't give two. I don't care who. That could have been JB out there. I'm not looking at. I'm not a big Tyreek guy. That doesn't matter to me at all. Okay. I swear it doesn't.
Okay. So within that, right? They ask you to get out. You're hesitant to get out. And now it becomes one of those situations where, okay, now you're showing me up, you're testing the authority, blah, blah, blah. Was it excessive? Maybe, may not. But getting out of the car. When you get out of the car and it's in that, as it escalated, their whole thing is to get home, right? And that's where they went. That's where the switch flipped. And I think he flipped the switch. The twin and all this, at some point, you've got to say, you know what, okay, this is serious. Let me cut it out. But you're still trying to call your agent. People are talking to you as you pass by, so you can't bow down. But at some point, man, in life, a yes sir, no sir, or nothing is better than showing out. And I felt like that's where he had got himself in trouble. He went to escalating the twin. This is crazy. Why y'all knocking on my window like that? I just feel like at that point, Smitty, he put himself there, and then you can't put yourself there and then, oh, y'all being too rough with me. No, you took it there. I just had surgery. No, you took it there. You should have thought about that surgery before all that went left. That's all I'm saying. So when
Fred,
you were on your rant.
Yeah, I want to say the two things can be true shit like Smitty does too, because if they did know it was Tyreek Hill, according to Big Smitty.
According to the video, the audio.
According to the video, then they do know that motherfucker's a freak-ass athlete too, right? I know he's 180-pound and NFL athlete. Guess what? I'm on trigger alert even harder. And then I got Calais Campbell, 6'8", 330, walking up the street.
The nicest man
Come
in the
on,
fucking
homie.
world.
How do they know?
How do they
know, Smitty?
Stop it.
How do they know 6'8",
Walter
330?
Peyton, man of the year. Stop it.
Hey.
The damn stadium was right here. They were down the block from the stadium.
And that was the other part, Smitty.
Campbell was?
Yeah.
That was the other part, Smitty. Calais Campbell was 1,000% wrong.
For walking up. I hear you.
In the hood.
I hear you.
We from the real hood, Fred. We from Tampa and LA and Compton. You know what I'm saying? That's real hood shit.
he could have himself. He could have got himself really, really messed up as well.
Yeah. I don't know why Smitty don't see that part though.
That's
right there, Smitty. Come on, homie. You've seen cats get drawn down on right there.
That's
tell
not-
me you not.
that's
Tell me
not
you
what
haven't
I'm
seen a cat
arguing.
Get drawn down though.
That's not what I'm
no,
arguing.
I'm just saying, be real.
Yeah,
You know,
yes,
a cat
yes.
walks up like that. You know, you getting drawn
Yes,
down.
yes.
And you wouldn't be
I understand why he did it, but you're right. I understand why the cops did it. What I need y'all to understand is this: I'm not disagreeing with Tyreek handling the situation, but I still can't get either of you to admit that the cops were also wrong.
But Smitty, you're missing the point.
No,
of
I'm
how it
not.
got
No, I'm
there.
not. No, I'm not.
How it
telling
got there, though.
Let me say it.
How you keep missing that?
Tyreek should have not have escalated the
So then there would be
situation.
an argument. We wouldn't have an argument today then.
The kick was wrong. The kick was wrong. The kick was wrong.
As a trained officer, though, do y'all not have higher expectations of them? Or like, I think what we're doing right now, because we're from the hood and because we have this trauma, we already programmed to know that these cops will fuck you up. So now we're saying, we got to be our best behavior, and if you do anything wrong, it's all on you because you know the cops could go this route. It's like, damn, why can I expect more out of my cops?
The kick was wrong. I'm not saying that. The kick was wrong. I'm saying the point before that, they were perfectly within what they do. Because at the end of the day, Smitty, their goal is to go home. And just like JB said, we're not going to get in a tussle with this guy. We're not going to give him an opportunity. He's already shown that he will be combative. He's already shown that just by the talk. And you know yourself, Smitty, and your old lady, when y'all are having conversations, you can tell by the tone of the conversation where it's going.
For sure. Yeah, I hear you. I got you.
So they knew where it was going. And they might not have shown up with those intentions, but they knew where they were going. So, hey, you don't go in there and being someone that's worked within the jail system, somebody that's worked on the inside, when you go in those situations, you don't go soft. You go 100. You go 100 to the takedown. And that's what they did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not to cut you off. Let me ask you this. So after the first takedown, because the first takedown, I'm like, all right, you're right. Every reason you said, roll the window up, boom, we don't know what he's doing, boom, be aggressive, get him down, handcuff him. Boom, you got him. He's handcuffed. It's 4 of y'all. It's 1 of him. He's handcuffed, no weapons. They stand him up, coach. They put him on the sidewalk, and then for some reason, I don't know what happened, they ran up to him and forced him down on the ground again while he's handcuffed. King, you work in the justice system. You say you've been around justice system. From my knowledge, what occurred at that moment that made them right here in this moment throw him back down on the ground? Was it because of the words that he was saying? And is it, to me, it's ego. Right here.
Hey, back that up. Back that up at the beginning before the officer came.
He's not a threat right here.
He's trying to sit him down. Smitty, if you can't look at Tyreek and see that Tyreek is not that he's not easing down.
But I guess what I'm saying, coach, he's not a threat. Like, what? I'm handcuffed. What can I do to you?
Comply, homie.
I'm asking you to sit down. I'm asking you to sit down, and then you're not sitting down. That's all that. To me, that's what I see there. Now, right there, he's trying to make him sit down.
I get it. It's
It's a brother talking about what he deals with in jail every day.
I'm saying it's a generation gap. That's what I'm saying.
No
It has nothing to do with being like, brother. I didn't say it's a race thing. I just think y'all era grew up differently than me. That's all it is.
I know, because we fucking...
Y'all listen to what anybody said, and I'm going to do exactly what you say.
Hey, Fred,
that's the difference.
Let me ask you this, Smitty.
Hey, Fred, I'm not cutting you off, but we got this protection, this camera, this phone. We didn't have that. That's why there's a generational gap. We didn't have this protection. Smitty used to this phone covering his ass so he could say what he wanted. He could be a smart ass. Because these badass kids are fucked up.
I lived both.
Check these bad motherfuckers.
I'm at the age where I lived both. We didn't always have social media. I didn't grow. I was outside playing around just like y'all was. And then I grew. Both. That's why I'm the right person to talk about this, because I did both. I'm not one side on either side.
So Smitty, when your mom told you to sit down, we've all had that arm grab, whether it was church or whatever, and she said sit down, and you bucked up. What happened next?
Get my ass beat.
And you were forced down, right?
By my mama, yeah.
Right. I'm just saying, in that mindset, we're asking you to sit down.
Mama, yeah.
We're asking you to sit down, and you. Yeah. Oh, you going down. At this point, I've asked you to sit down. I was nice. Hey, all right, let me sit you back down. And you're steady talking and you're not going. oh, now you got to go. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
Now,
Fred, I love this conversation. I love this
I
conversation
hear you.
between all of us because I think no one else does this on mainstream media. No
No, I
one else
love it.
has these conversations. But you and I know each other. I love Smitty to death, and I love the yin and the yang. I got to ask you, the biggest takeaway from what you said, the question I just shot out there at you, did you talk to your players? And when you told me that only, what did you say, 10 or 11 kids only out of 100 disagreed? Oh, so everyone else agreed with Tyreek Hill, and 10 of them disagreed. That is an alarming telltale sign. So what I told Smitty yesterday, these cats, man, look up to these dudes, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent, because they're a superstar. I'm not saying they're right or wrong or whatever, but what they see is, oh shit, Tyreek's the victim. He did everything right. No, he didn't though. Like, there's two things can be true, like Smitty said too. But at the same time, 90 out of 100 kids think Tyreek's a fucking saint. And no one's talking about what he's done to women, his own kid, et cetera, et cetera. He already has a reputation, Fred. So do so many of us. That's what I don't understand.
And the thing that they have to understand that we're hammering that point home with them, and the same thing, that's not happening to you. They're drawing down on you. We're in Mississippi. We're in Florida. They're drawing down on you. Miami. Okay, yeah, they may have known that was him. Other than that, you guys have got to understand this is not how it goes. This is not normal at all. And it's not the right way to handle the situation. And that's all, we continue to try to hammer that, because you get stopped here in Jackson, Mississippi, and you think you're finna get the same treatment that Tyreek got, you're dead wrong.
Coach, I agree with you. And this is my last thing. You just hit the nail on the head. You said all you guys are not Tyreek Hill. You're getting hammered down on by the police. That just stop for a minute. Isn't that the bigger problem?
Oh, that's everywhere. But if I can control that narrative, why not control it? I don't get it. Why put myself in that position?
Because unfortunately, Coach, we can't control it either, because we've also seen people corroborate and be perfect and still get gunned down. So you're right. So you're right. You want to increase your probability and possibility of surviving this pullover. But why am I thinking that way with the same people here to protect and serve me? That's the only thing. I'm not saying nothing. I think everything you said was 100% right. I think was what you said. But I also I think we're so numb to what the cops, not all cops, some cops, we're so numb to some of those quote unquote bad apples that we're like almost giving them a pass. Like, listen, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Yo ass gotta make sure you just, and you're right, we do. Like, once I have my kid, best believe, hey son, don't say shit to him, because I want my kid to be alive. So you're telling your players exactly what you're supposed to. But between me and you, man to man, though, we could also be like, the cops also are tripping sometimes as well. That's the only point I'm trying to make, and that's all I'm saying.
Oh, ain't no doubt. I mean, that point is a world debate. Ain't no doubt about it. But I was listening to you, and I wanted to make sure, as like I said, the big unk, that you understood that, hey, Smith, man, I get what you're saying, but that ain't how it needs to happen, bro. He could have gotten away with a 2-minute traffic stop had he just handled it this way. And I'm not telling anybody to Uncle Tom it, Buck Dance, none of that. But if you handle that different, that scene never happens.
Yeah, I hear you.
Never happens.
And I'll be real, like, just talking to my kids, when I'm head coach, the only white motherfucker on campus at Compton College as the youngest JUCO head coach in 08 in the country. Dog, I've never seen a cat, and listen, I know I've seen it on social media, we've seen it on TV, we've seen horrific shootings and undeserved. But the percentage, though, Fred, let's just keep it funky. If you're not doing shit, the percentage is very, very low that the motherfucker's just gonna bust on you for just sitting there with your hands on the steering wheel. I mean, I ain't really ever seen that. So, like, let's stop making excuses as to, oh, we've seen you do right and get shot. I haven't seen too many of them, though. I'm just gonna keep it funky. We gotta keep it real on this show.
It does happen, but if I can avoid it for something so small as a traffic stop, why not avoid it, man? That's all I'm saying. And you're late for the game.
It's not worth your life. It's not worth your life.
No.
Ain't worth your life in the hood talking to someone you never met before either. Like, we don't know what he carrying, and at the club, I'm gonna try to like de-escalate that as well. You know, even if I'm deep. I mean, we've all been in those situations with your boys. I don't know. I just think I try to avoid it at all costs. That's all I'm saying.
Ain't no doubt.
I get it. It's been a great conversation, Fred. What's up next? Who do you guys play this week?
Man, we got Edward Waters coming here, man. We've had that two UAB Vanderbilt slate, man, and we survived. So now we're trying to get ourselves back to the winning ways, you know. So that's kind of where we're at. Edward Waters at home. Feels good to be at home. That kind of thing, Coach. You know how it goes.
We brought football coaches on. We had Noah Mazzoni as a legend. Josh Booty played in. We all those guys, and then we have you on, and we don't even talk football because that's how real of a show we are. And I appreciate you wanting to come in here. But listen, we're gonna end the show with some hell yeah, hell no with you, man. And I got a hell yeah, hell no with you without even seeing the script here. Hell yeah or hell no with Coach Fred, Alcorn State. Follow him, and we'll drop his show in a minute. Deion Sanders is a Buffalo next year. Oh, hell yeah or hell no?
Hell no.
Paul Feinbaum in this motherfucker.
He got you, Paul Feinbaum.
I like Feinbaum.
Hell no, huh? Okay, you think he's out too? I kind of think he is too.
I say hell yeah. All right, hell yeah, hell no. Syracuse will win the ACC.
Hell no.
Ooh, that's that quick.
Who wins ACC?
Don't crucify me here, but it comes down to the same championship game last year. Louisville, Florida State, man. Florida State finds a way to correct it. Look at the rest of the schedule. They find a way to correct it, man. And Miami is not who Miami say they are. Trust me.
Ooh, Steve Kim
Steve
ain't
Kim
gonna like that.
Fred watch the show. He knows Steve Kim. Steve Kim, Miami Hurricane. That's gonna be.
You know what? I actually agree because they play them Cardinals up in Muncie, Indiana this week, Ball State. So it might be an upset alert. We saw what Northern Illinois did to Notre Dame last week. So I know we laughing right now, but chirp, baby, because them Cardinals is coming to Miami. It's about to be an upset.
Two things can be true.
Hey, hell yeah, two things can be true. Hell yeah, hell no. Billy Napier will be the head coach of Florida next season.
I'm saying hell no.
Yeah, I don't.
He's trying to save it by playing that young kid, though. He's trying to save it.
If Lagway falls out, he might save his job.
Yeah, that's a 50-50, but right now, today, hell no.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Smith.
All right, hell yeah, hell no. Ole Miss will take out Georgia and win the SEC.
Hell no.
Damn, he didn't even say that with no type of. That was like a.
Hey, I
discuss.
Lane could be the next head coach at Florida, and I like his talent. I like his QB. I like his offense, but yeah, they're gonna have to show me that they're playing defense and be physical to beat Georgia. So I'm also gonna say hell no. Hell yeah, hell no. Oregon football is in trouble with 2 mediocre wins. Hell yeah or hell no. Oregon football is in trouble.
Man, with that new landscape in that conference, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There it goes.
Hey,
there it goes.
I agree. I think so too, man. The SC, Michigan, Washington, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
That's a different.
What's your show? When's your show on? What is it? Where is it? I know it's on YouTube. You can go see me on a few of his episodes. Where is it at, and how can we find it?
Yeah, man, YouTube here. The Blue Bloods, FCS Nation, man. What we do is we cover 1AA football. Nobody really does that. So we kind of do that in that sector. And then, we have a couple spinoffs off of that, which is the Lounge, which you came on, which is uncut version of football. We got to get Smitty on there. With the Lounge, man, we sipping whiskey, smoking cigars, and we just talking about life and the business in itself. The Blue Bloods, Coach's Corner, we're a little more professional. We're actually trying to do some work with breakdowns and talking about stats and that kind of thing. So FCS Nation, Blue Bloods, YouTube. That's kind of where we're at, man.
I love it,
Hell
man.
yeah, Blue Bloods. Go check it out
Support.
on YouTube. We get the real talk. You guys enjoy Coach Fred. Go follow him. And it's always
Out
love.
of here, man. I need some of that gear, man. I've been trying to get them cigars for about 4.5 years. Yeah.
If I was solo, I'd remove myself because I did you wrong on that. I got to get you some cigars. I got your address too. That's a bad. See, the thing is, it's fucking far away.
It's not an excuse to me.
I'm gonna go get it.
Two things can be true, Smitty.
Hey, you're going to be using that with your players now. Watch.
Man, I can't get it out of my head. The first time I heard you say it, I'm like, wait, what? Two things can be true.
But think about it, though.
Hey, Fred, I sound like Smitty and Tyreek Hill. I got to fuck all kinds of excuses. My bad. Hey, much love to you, dog. And we'll have to get you back on during the season. Maybe we'll do a segment during every month or something.
I appreciate it, man. Looking forward to it. Let's do it.
Hey, go Alcorn, brother.
Pleasure meeting you. Good luck.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey, man, been a great show. It's been back-to-back rapid fire, the realest show on planet Earth. It ain't even close. Don't act like it is. Don't say that's not. Don't fucking say some other show's better. Stop with the bullshit. And we're only getting going. We're just getting started. I feel it. I feel it in my soul like I felt Donald Trump got fucked over last night on that debate. I feel it in my soul.
He got killed in that debate. No matter what side you on, right, left, or in the middle.
Yeah.
A debate is a debate.
Yeah.
And call it what it is. He got destroyed. That's my heart because my passion for this show, for these fans at an all-time level. We had over 1,100 on a Wednesday. This is our low day, so I can't imagine tomorrow's going to be.
9,500 total people in here right now.
I can't imagine what tomorrow's going to be. Thursday Night Football, Bills and Dolphins. We're going to be talking Tua and Josh Allen and all type of big-time guests coming on. Steve Kill coming back again. So make sure y'all tune in, hit the subscribe button, join us on Winnable. Go to winnable.com/slap-picks to chase all of our big-time bets for the week.
Hey, John. Why? Because he has, like, big-time guests? Get the fuck out of here. Go watch McAfee show and see if he spits this real. That's my boy. He know he don't.
And then follow us on IG, all things, everything. Coach JB Show, Big Smitty.
We'll see you tomorrow right here again. Right back here again at the studio.
Get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing.